नमस्कार देवी और सज्जनों, आप सभी का बहुत ही बड़ा स्वागत है स्नैपड्रैगन कॉन्क्वेस्ट फ्री फायर प्रो सीरीज के दूसरे हफ्ते के दूसरे दिन में।
जीवित थे बट हाँ जैसे स्प्लिट हुए बात करें कौशिक को यहाँ पे नॉकआउट एंड फिनिश ऑफ कर दिया जाता है, बट फैबिंद्रो एक नेड लॉन्चर के साथ आए हैं। मुझे देख रहा है कि क्या वो नेड लॉन्चर यहाँ पे डैमेज डील अप कर पाते हैं या फिर बट हाँ एक प्लेयर गवा चुकी है जरूर से टीएसएम, बट 3 टोटल किल्स उस एक प्लेयर के ट्रेड से निकाला है। बट ओल्ड मंक ओ माय गॉड वहां पे टेक डाउन करे जाएंगे आसिम के नेड से। एक नेड की कीमत 2 प्लेयर्स का टेक डाउन हो जाता है।
एग्जैक्टली एंड आसिम फिर से अपने टीम के लिए वो प्लेयर बन रहे हैं जो यहाँ पे कमाल का परफॉर्मेंस दिखा चाहते हैं। बट एक और नेट फैबिंद्रो वो नेट ऊपर चढ़ सकते हैं, बहुत दिक्कत में आ सकते हैं। एंड आई थिंक राजा यहाँ पे पुश करके जा चुके हैं। आई थिंक वो जाने से पहले ही आसिम का नेट यहाँ पे धावा बोल के गया। फैबिंद्रो यहाँ पे बचे हुए थे बट राजा M1887 से यहाँ पे कंप्लीटली फिनिश ऑफ करेंगे। हेड हंटर
बहुत अच्छे तरीके से उन्होंने रोक दिया था, बट फिलहाल के लिए डेथ सोल फंस चुके हैं। एक अच्छा नेट गया रोशन का, डेथ सोल को पता है नेट आएगा, डेथ सोल भाग रहे थे पीछे बट ज्यादा जल्दी नहीं निकल पाए। उसी के वजह से यहाँ पे डेथ सोल सारी टीमें अपना एक 2 प्लेयर खो चुके हैं। वंस अगेन आप देखिए ब्लाइंड ई-स्पोर्ट्स देके जाने वाली है यहाँ पे पहले ही मैच में पूया 3v2
कि इतना आसान नहीं होगा। तो क्रोनो का शील्ड जैसे ही हटता है प्लेयर्स नेट के साथ तैयार होते हैं। वो भी स्मार्ट हो गए कि पहले 1-2 मिनट में नेट का इस्तेमाल नहीं करते। क्रोनो का शील्ड पहले इस्तेमाल करवाते हैं फिर फाइट लेते हैं। फिर देखिए यहाँ पे क्लोजिंग कर चुके हैं एंड आई थिंक केसी मैन ने एंग्री को फिर करते हैं। एंग्री ने यहाँ पे आशिक को उनके बहुत ज्यादा chaotic माहौल। लेवल आइकॉनिक के 2 प्लेयर्स ऑलरेडी रन हो चुके हैं बट क्या यहाँ पे लेवल आइकॉनिक के प्लेयर्स निकाल के लेके यहाँ पे एक्जैक्टली यहाँ पे क्लच आउट करेंगे। बहुत ही ब्रिलियंट लॉनी ने अपने डैमेज है।
बहुत दिनों बाद एसवीडी भी देखने को ड्रैगनॉफ मिल गई यहाँ पे। एक अच्छा नेट यहाँ पे रेवन ई-स्पोर्ट्स के डेड शॉट का 2 प्लेयर यहाँ पे गॉडल के डाउन हो चुके हैं। ओह माय गॉड बट नहीं यहाँ पे गॉडल के प्लेयर के एक प्यारा नेट। ओह माय गॉड हर तरफ अब 2 ही हो रहा है, एक प्लेयर को डाउन नहीं किया जाएगा। मुझे लगता है यहाँ पे 2v1 का सिचुएशन आ चुका है। एक लौता प्लेयर यहाँ पे क्या बचा हुआ है रेवन का। यस रेवन के डेड शॉट बचे हुए काफी ज्यादा कम एचपी पे देखते हैं जोन का भी डैमेज पड़ने वाला है यहाँ पे 2v1 का सिचुएशन। बट रेवन ने पूरी तरीके से कहूंगा गेम तो ऑलमोस्ट खत्म कर दिया। डेड शॉट बहुत कम एचपी के, मुझे लगता है क्या वो जोन से डाउन हो जाएंगे, ऑलमोस्ट वो जोन से ही डाउन हो सकते हैं। यस एंड इसी के साथ रेवन ई-स्पोर्ट्स एक अच्छा गेम देते ये तो बहुत श्योर है। आप देखिए 4 अननोन से जोन कितना ज्यादा क्लोज है। यहाँ पे वो 4 से 5 किल्स भी निकाल लेंगे और से जोन में जाएंगे। बट एक अच्छा नेट जहाँ पे डेड सोल खत्म, स्वास्तिक नॉक जहाँ पे लड़खड़ाती हुई 4 अननोन
लाइफ पैकेट से फाइट हो रहा है बट लेजेंड यहाँ पे हाथ पे ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर है। ये लॉन्चर का शॉट क्रेजी हो सकता है। एक्जैक्टली वही हुआ। लेजेंड ने यहाँ पे 2 प्लेयर को कर दिया टेक डाउन। जोन के बाहर का फाइट चल रहा है। ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर का एक और शॉट वहां पे गया। अकेले प्लेयर तो नहीं जाओ भी बचे हुए हैं। एक नेड यहाँ पे जा रहा है, ये नेड खत्म कर सकता है यहाँ पे गेम उनका बट नहीं डैमेज नहीं देगा। क्रोनो का शील्ड वहां पे एक्टिव कर दिया गया है।
बिल्कुल सही। अभी फिलहाल के लिए लाइफ बैकअप बस बची हुई है, नहीं बची हुई है। इसी के साथ एक और प्लेयर लास्ट प्लेयर बचा हुआ है तनेजा, जोन का भी डैमेज खा रहा है। इसी के साथ लाइफ बैकअप खत्म हो चुके हैं। नो एक अच्छा गेम यहाँ पे ब्लैक टाइगर का, वो अपने उस शेल्टर में रहे एक अच्छा यहाँ पे एंड एक नहीं 2 नेट लॉन्च
कुछ करने लायक बट पीछे यहाँ पे देखिए 4 रन उनके प्लेयर एक नीड यहाँ पे राजा ठाकुर का टी स्पोर्ट्स के ब्लैक शाउट और आर्नेस को डिलीवर किया जाएगा। अमित वाले एंड रोशन यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं। का ऑलरेडी एक्टिव किया गया है बट इस बार 4 रन यहाँ पे रिवेंज लेना चाहते हैं। रिवेंज हमेशा स्वीट होता है मुनीश बट क्या इतनी आसानी से यहाँ पे एलिमिनेट किए जाएंगे टी स्पोर्ट्स, ये देखना पड़ेगा। यहाँ पे एक और नेट को किया जा रहा है। ये नेट बहुत डैमेज दे सकता है अगर प्रॉपर जगह पर। एक्जैक्टली वही हुआ। आरएनएस को टेक डाउन किया जाएगा। एक और नेट स्पैम किया गया। अभी भी नेट खत्म नहीं हुआ। एक और फायर अमित वाले के ऊपर एक नेट पड़ा। अमित वाले को टेक डाउन किया जाएगा। ये गेम अपने सर पे घुमा रहे 4 अननोन। इस बार टी स्पोर्ट्स को बच के नहीं जाने देंगे।
ओ माय गॉड डेड सोल जो स्ट्रेटजी बनाई है इन्होंने कि रोटेट करते हुए उसके
निकालने का टाइम आ चुका है। एक नेट को कर रहे हैं। ये नेट डेंजर हो सकता है। एक नेट एक्जैक्टली यही हुआ। एंग्री ने यहाँ पे एंग्री टेक डाउन हो चुके, रोनी ने टेक डाउन हो चुके। ब्लैक बियर्ड क्या लगता है
1v1 तनीजा ओपी इज ऑन फायर। यहाँ पे देखते हैं क्या होने वाला है। नेट के सिर्फ और सिर्फ दम पे पूरी तरीके से लेवल आइकॉनिक की टीम को छितर पितर करते हुए तनेजा ओपी 1v1 अलादीन जिनके हाथ में P90 तनेजा ओपी ऑलरेडी कर चुके हैं बहुत ज्यादा लेट। यस कैन ही पुल इट ऑफ। यस बहुत ज्यादा कमबैक अलादीन बस मिनट का सोच जाएंगे एंड एक 1v3
The last day of league stages, week 2 is here upon us, and 24 teams, top Indian teams, fighting out for the glorious Snapdragon Conquest Free Fire Pro Series Season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the desk, and this is going to be Red Cape, and joining me on the desk is going to be Arka, about to take you to the entire action of Qualcomm Snapdragon Conquest Season 2 Free Fire Pro Series. And it's been such an amazing week 2 when it comes to the start. Teams like Blind Esports making towards the top, and let Arka take you through us.
Yeah, exactly. The most important point of what all we have to look forward to today is all favoring or is all dependent on what happened yesterday, because we had so many new teams dominating the scenes in Snapdragon Conquest that, you know, we have Evil Army coming up with a booyah, then we have Headhunters on the previous day getting a double booyah in the name. So most of those teams which were least expected, or teams which were having, you know, a least probably backed up teams, are the teams which are they are fighting out for a huge prize pool of 30 lakh rupees. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's 30 lakh rupees which is coming on our screens at this point of time, and I believe that the biggest title which they'll be having throughout their life, because it's Free Fire Pro Series and not a normal Pro Series thing.
And as we look upon to the prize distribution of the Snapdragon Conquest, the entire prize will coming up to 30 lakhs. I am sure that all the teams will be taking home some amount, and as we talk about all the teams, the 19th to 24th place will be taking home 15,000 each. That comes to say that all the teams will be taking home something. As we talk about the first place going home with 10 lakh rupees in the pockets, at the same time second place with 5, the third place with 2 lakh 50, the fourth with 2, fifth with 180, and the sixth with 150, and every team will be taking home something. As we talk about the 13th to 18th position also, they have 25,000 to look forward to. So everyone is a winner, and eventually they will be fighting out for the fame and glory that is gonna come along with the championship title of Snapdragon season. And now as we look on to the point table standings, let's say the first place going home with 20 points, and that comes to say that the booyah is very important for you.
Yeah, exactly. And the second place will be getting 17, third 15, fourth 13, and so on points, which is the most important thing. If you have 10 kill points, that's more than enough to put you on the 15th or on the second or the third position. Like we have seen, there was a team dominating really hard and they got 60 points with just one booyah. I mean, that comes up to say they had 15 kill points, and that's the huge difference. So Group A is going to be Level Iconic, Life Hackers, Total Gaming, Raven Esports, Team D Esports, and Team Chaos. And these are the teams. Okay, now we'll be looking at Group B.
And at Group B, we have Team Elite, PVS Gaming, Never Brits. Of all the teams is going to be Blind Esports, and at the same time we have Chemin Esports. And looking on towards Group C, we have the champions of the previous season.
Yes, it's going to be 4 unknown. With them is going to be TSG, and then we have Enigma Gaming, then we have GodLike, then we have Evil Army. Those people who are least expected to, take the first booyah yesterday coming in. Even though my prediction was placed on them, I had some kind of a feeling which then amongst all the other teams is also there in the Group C.
And as we talk about Team 4 unknown, they just bounced at the overall leaderboard. We had Blind Esports still holding up their figures with almost more than 400 points, and 4 unknown following them close by at the second place. As we look on, and DESI Gamers coming up. As we look on to new names in every teams, we have a well-deserved booyah for Team AFF Esports coming up. So let's see how it turns out for them in the event. Knows that it is the do or die, and then they have an entire week remaining. That's 3 more days again. So they'll have to look out for the entire to bounce back. They have to come up with an extra top 6 who will be making towards the finals. Otherwise, the bottom 18 teams will be playing in the.
It's very simple. It's always been the same throughout the league stages. Just to remind you, just to make it fresh in your brains, it's going to be Bermuda first, then it's going to be Kalahari. The same sequence will be repeated thrice. So it's Bermuda Kalahari, and again Bermuda Kalahari. So those players who will be, losing it on the first match will have 2 more opportunities to conquer it throughout the day. At the same time, I would also want to see the overall standings of how far, so far we have lead in the league stages, and where do they stand supposed to do.
Each team has played over 15 matches, and looking at the overall point table, we have previous games at 16. Looking at the points, they have 252, 242, 223, and 204 respectively. And at the bottom, we have Mayhem at the 24th place with 99, Team Chaos at the 23rd place with 144, Life Hackers at the 22nd place with 147, Never Broke again at 21st with 159. So these are the teams they have to actually perform this time. And looking at booyah, Blood Bashers did get a booyah, but they are still on the second page of the overall standing. So this is the day they have to perform, and there's still week remaining. So that comes up to say that they have to where we have the overall standings coming up.
Yeah, at the same time, I want to also point out on PVS Gaming, because it's 252 points and right above them is AFF Esports with 253 points. Just 1 point difference, and we are still not going to stop there. Every battle is going to be a neck-to-neck battle for all these teams, including UG Mania, TSM, Level Iconic and Team D Esports, because the differences are just one booyah away from one another. At the same time, looking on the top, it's going to be Blind Esports with 423 points already built up by the side of Blind Esports because of two things. One is majorly the kill points and the placement points, the way they are able to secure booyah after booyah. I mean, if there is any other team who's ready to challenge 4 Unknown over here, it's obviously going to be Blind Esports. And let me remind you guys who are sitting right now, do not leave your seats, because in the first game itself, we have 4 Unknown versus the Blind Esports happening. And,
Well, yes.
and that is something to watch out for, because ultimately these two kings will be fighting out to know who will be sitting on top of the throne at the end of the week 3.
Well, when it came to Bermuda, week 2, when it came to 4 Unknown yesterday, they were able to break the spell and get a final booyah in the map of Bermuda. So let's move on and watch out the face-off between two of the major teams right now in the midst. That is going to be 4 Unknown and Blind Esports. As we look on to the face-off, the players, 4 Unknown Anand has 10 kills. I think this is the performance from yesterday.
Yesterday when we had 4 Unknown actually performing well, where 4 Unknown Anand had a very average and decent average of 5 kills in all his games, due to which, it's a very good thing for him. So that is why he's got at least 10 points in his name, and that is something good to watch. Radhe Thakur, what did he do with that grenades, my friend? Like, literally, he bombarded most of the players who were on the top of the building with that grenades, and I think Abhay was also doing most of it with his grenades as well. Nivesh was a person, I'm so sorry, with the grenades as well. But at the same time, Swastik starts to drop down. Dead Soul.
Talk about Blind Esports. The contribution of every player is almost equal, with each player giving at least 4 points when it comes to the kill points. So that comes to say that the number of kills when it comes to the overall point standing, it does matter for Blind Esports. And obviously playing for placement points, they always try to be in the top 5. Even if they lose 3 of the players, the last player standing will be playing it somewhere safe outside the zones and then making up eventually and playing it out. Ginotra coming into play, Akashdeep and Akshay, and I think Nivesh. I remember all the 4 player names, so that
sometimes they are so impactful on us that eventually we'll remember most of their names and do not forget them. Let's remember the matchup for B versus Group D, and here are the teams which will be facing off one another. From Group B, it's going to be Esports, and they'll be taking over Group C, which has
4 Unknown Enigma Gaming, TSG Army, Nemesis, GodLike and Evil Army coming into play. So these are the teams, 12 teams that will be sports. We saw one of the players a prodigal son being far away from the team, but eventually regrouped yesterday and were able to take that booyah. And when it comes to Team 4 Unknown, they are Observatory where Blind Esports goes on. So this might be an early skirmish that we might be able to
see. But at the same time, Team D Esports always have that intention to always go and taunt the king, try to take them around. But 4 Unknown had a different story to say yesterday. They ran away from them. It looked like they wanted to retreat, but actually they came back from another angle and gave them such kind of an attack that the whole team would never forget, and they would like to strategize against it in today's game.
Well, it was Radhe Thakur going in with the nades. The entire team of Team D Esports tried to stay on the terrace and tried to stay there at the same place. And it's time to move on to the casters' prediction, where today I think we have somewhat similar opinions on the entire.
I would shortly say, because ultimately what was running in my head is this, that it's time for us to vouch for teams who are actually worth it but are not able to go in for it. I'm not referring to Team Elite at this point of time, because Team Elite is that one team which is always on the top. So vouching for them in the first match, look at the number of people supporting Blind Esports at this point of time. It's going to be Masab, it's going to be Kuti, it's going to be
T18.
It's going to be T18, it's going to be DK Official. PVS Gaming is taken by Gaming Tamilias, but at the same time, you and me going for Team Elite is something I'll be vouching for. But somewhere I believe, somebody is going to outcast all of us and come out to be the winners, just like how it happened yesterday in the final 3 matches. One thing is for sure, we have been saying from yesterday, PVS Gaming will slowly come out to show what kind of dragons they are. They'll come out of their shell anytime soon. This could be the game, and if this is not the game, I think it'll be too late for them, and all they have to do is concentrate on the wildcards to do so.
Well, as we look on to previous gaming, I think at the end of the week 1, they were somewhere at the 17th position in the overall point standings, but bouncing back to the 13th place.
Yeah.
Eventually, they are climbing up the ladder slowly and steadily, the graph rising again and again. So it's time for them to go in for those booyahs, multiple booyahs, and try to make it towards the top 6 and end up in the finals. But at the same time, it's time to enter into the match number 1, where we'll have the groups B and C fighting again. Yeah,
Yes.
B and C fighting against each other, and one last time we'll look upon the teams that will be taking on boarding the flight as we look onto the teams: Blind Esports, Chemin Esports, Team Elite, Team Mayhem, Team Never Broke Again, PVS Gaming, Enigma Gaming, Nemesis Esports, Evil Army, TSG Army, 4 Unknown, and last but not the least, GodLike Esports joining us for this first match. That is match number 31st of the week stages, league stages week 2, day 3.
Yes, at the same time, I want to see where this flight path is actually going. I can see that it's a bit of a northern shift. Yes, from Bullseye, it's ending up somewhere between Kota Tua and Cape Town. That comes up to say that the teams which have to go to Rimnam village to take that blue zone in their name will have a longer journey to do. I can see Blind Esports is going to Observatory. TSG Army will be choosing probably to go to Graveyard or probably move over Anger. 4 Unknown, looks like nobody's going to be taunting them today because they're going to go at Shipyard and Plantation and enjoy their independence over there. I can see that Enigma Gaming is also trying to push towards Factory at this point of time, probably trying to go to Mass Electric, but they have to watch out for Evil Army, who always tries to join them over there. For now, the first landed team will obviously going to be Blind Esports at Observatory. Nobody's going to come pretty much close to them. It's important for this team to actually stack up some really good loot before they get into matches, because there's a lot of expectation for them to remain on the top from their fans, as well as a lot of pressure from the other team to pull them down.
And as we look onto Enigma Gaming, there are multiple squads near Factory and Mass Electric. That's going to be Team Enigma Gaming, Nemesis Esports, Team Evil Army, all the 3 squads very close to each other, and that might be difficult for Evil Army. Ansh has to actually go and try to regroup with his team. At the same time, Evil Army is already getting stabbed up with guns that they already need, and spotting Enigma Gaming. Ansh has been spotted. A very close call coming up. Glue walls being popped up. It's very close call for him. He has to escape from that line of fire, and he has been taken out finally by Yash, who is just behind him. Yash is gonna go in for that finish, and it's going to be the first blood executed, because none of the teammates from Team Evil Army is for Team Enigma Gaming is nowhere close by. So it's the first kill coming in by the hands of Team Evil Army.
I think it was the M14 or M41 which he used over there to execute him. I did not see the gun, but it was a very, very good headshot amongst that moving vehicle, which actually knocked him out. I know his health was pretty much low over there, but driving straight in the line of sight of the enemy's crosshair, I don't think that was a very good thing to do. If you had actually tried to jiggle around with that vehicle, or trying to move around in a zigzag position, in a zigzag way, would have been much, much better. But on the other side, I can see that PVS Gaming have already got their eye on someone who's put up a glue wall and trying to run away at this point of time. But PVS Ogi has put down the iconic from Team Elite, and the confirmation will also be coming in from his side as well. The person who had led the team from the front in the previous game, like the previous attacks as well, but he went on earlier in the previous games. Let's see whether he'll have the right kind of backup. I do believe there's a player pretty much close by, but Team Elite losing iconic in the beginning will be costing them a lot for sure.
As we look on Nobita coming up and regrouping with his team, a split gameplay was coming from the side of Team PVS Gaming, but at the same time, this time they should stick together and play it up together. As we look onto Team Evil Army going on for the chase onto Team Enigma Gaming, closing in towards Mass Electric right now. As we look onto Evil Army, already have stacked up the loot from Factory, and they just wants to go in for that chase, trying to take down the entire squad of Team Enigma Gaming. As we look onto 4 Unknown Team Enigma from Evil Army, where we have Beam, who is the Grenadier for his team. He had an extraordinary performance when it came to the map of Kalahari. Let's see if he's again going to show us the same gameplay that he had. And as we talk about the ruthless killers of this match, Blind Esports, in front of them is going to be one of the fan favorite Team TSG Army. In front of them, that we can say Ojasvi, all the players standing right now near Graveyard, holding the location, and eventually the fight is about to happen any moment. As we talk about Abhay, he's gonna give up the backup that they need. He's the sniper for his team. And as we look onto Enigma Gaming, Chilo is right now surrounded by 4 players from Team Enigma.
And also being detected because of some ability. I could see that, he was glowing. That comes up to say the enemy knew exactly where his location was, but somehow was able to run away from there. And right now he'll be trying to regroup from his team. But 4 Unknown, Evil Army Beam is not going to stop himself. Again, can you see that he's already been detected and this glow is already going up? So Beam is like, let's wait it out, let's take him out immediately. The Chrono Shield comes in for a cover. Glue Wall is going to keep him for a brief period of time only, but he's got that AC-80 and let's see how well he's going to execute some knocks or kills over here, because it's important for Chillo to regroup from his team, and he's got the right kind of backup coming in as well from a different angle. I just hope it's going to be helpful for them. Grenades being tossed at this point of time just as a defensive one, but eventually what a shot coming in from their side. Gaudru will come up with the right kind of backup. He's got to clear off Black Tiger. That could be a really huge comeback coming in from the side of Enigma Gaming, but Gaudru decides to fall back. He believes that, you know, it's not worth to give away somebody's life. He's like, I've taken a kill, I've given you one, so please enjoy it and let me go.
At the same time, as we talk about Evil Army, 2 kills already executed on towards Team Enigma Gaming. Enigma Gaming, at the cost of 2 players, have decided to take this full back towards Sentosa. Might go in for that ziplines. No, Gaudru is still lurking out and is going for the beaches. He's trying to bring a different angle into play, and I think that might be something Evil Army has to look out for. They might be unaware. They might be thinking that he has made his way into Sentosa with the ziplines, but they really have to watch out the backs. As we look onto the red zone, it's formed somewhere near close by, but Gaudru just running out in the open, trying to take. Where's the second teammate of him? That's Arin. Yes, Arin 12. Arin 12 is somewhere close by, but I don't see him anywhere. But we'll know it for sure as we look onto Gaudru, and Arin is here. Yep. So both of them have a different angle, far from each other. And as we look onto a quick replay, the vehicle not coming in by the hands of Evil Army. That was
nice.
Yash coming into play. Yash got the Yash had the crosshair placed at the perfect location, and at the same time Yash executed a kill from the different angle. So that was the opening for Team Evil Army, and the players from Enigma Gaming obviously wants to play it for the position points right now.
Yeah, Mayhem versus Nemesis. These are the two teams which to watch out for, because both of them will be hungry to get some kills of their own. Nemesis did not realize that, you know, Team Mayhem was over there. Everybody wants to stack up towards the side of Bhima Saktiship and Kato Listiva at this point of time. That comes up to say that the circle is pretty much favoring the centering over here. The circle center is pretty much favoring over here. At the same time, Mayhem have a long journey to go from here, because they have to get some placement points to cross over that 100 mark point, because we have the top of the leaders crossing 400.
And as we look on to Mayhem, Nikhil spotting Nivesh out in the open with the vehicle, and Nivesh finds himself a cover. At the same time, Abhay comes in for the backup that his team needs. Nikhil spots him again. Abhirav is holding the entire team of Mayhem have positioned themselves at such a place that they can take the players of Blind Esports at any moment that they want if they come out in the open. And Blind Esports is a team that does not take such uncalculated risks. They always know that where to fight and where not to fight, when to take a fight. At the same time, Mayhem is gonna find themselves in a bit of a skirmish and a 3-way standoff between Team Nemesis Gaming and Team Blind Esports. As we look on to Nemesis, Mind Gamer, Mr. Gamer getting tagged at the same moment. Mayhem, Abhirav has spotted out. Glue walls popped up at the entire place and giving them the cover that they require. At the same time, it's better for them to go in towards the cover and either take the fight, either push in towards one of the team, or try to fall back and not engage in that fight and play for the position points, because Mayhem has been suffering a lot. They are right now at the 24th place in the overall leaderboard.
Yeah, but they have a cover on the right side of the bridge itself, because Nemesis is above them somewhere in the furthermost part of the game. Blind Esports are on the left side of them, right? So to be specific, like, they're placed at the bridge itself. So I can see that, you know, it's going to be PVS Gaming will be coming in from the eastern side, from the western side. No, Nemesis is on the eastern side, Blind is on the western side. So Mayhem right now are pretty much sandwiched, because if Godel tries to take a rotation towards the side of Bhima Sakti Strip or towards the side of Plantation, that is when they'll be found in a bigger skirmish. But Aaron on the other side, he's gone into the Rimnam village. He wants to take a bit of a load. Gaudru is also taking, Gaudru is also taking a chill swim through the waters and trying to make it late inside the circle, because that is the only way for them to gain some placement points just to remain inside the, you know, tournament itself. It's important for everybody to make it into the top 18 at least, for them to have a, you know, surviving factor in this game itself. But at the same time, look at what Mayhem is still suffering with. They're not able to connect the right kind of shots just to, you know, stay away from there. I can see a grenade being cooked by the side of a Mind Gamer somewhere pretty much far away. In case that grenade connects, then Mayhem will be having 2 more casualties, and it's going to be Nikhil who will be tagged by Abhay at this point of time. And it's important for Nikhil not to stay there for a brief period of time, because it's better for Mayhem to fall back or either give away their life.
This is one of the fights we have to watch out for as the kings of Kalahari. But when it comes to Bermuda, the people who change their curse right now. 4 Unknown has arrived at the scenario, and as we look on to Mind Gamer, he's just holding the location, and still they have spotted 4 Unknown out in the open. That's Man Patel coming up, and he knows that there's a squad in front of them. Tells his teammates that we will actually have to take down either one of these teams rather than engaging in both. Rather than engaging with both of them, 4 Unknown have decided not to take that fight and either try to fall back. At the same time, Radhe Thakur, Swastik, Anand, and Wizardo. And I want to see Radhe Thakur. Does he have that grenades he was lacking yesterday? As we look on to FC Man Patel, red zone just behind them near Bhima Shakti strip, and it might be difficult for them looking on to the entire team of Nemesis. Performance base, Nemesis has been able to keep up in the top 10, but I don't think they are not in the first page of the entire leaderboard, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I do want to agree with you on this, but I'm still not sure. But at the same time, the way Mayhem is surviving this is pretty much shocking for me. On the other side, there comes a blessing in disguise for them from the side of 4 Unknown. 4 Unknown are again executing a knock and a kill confirmation with that beautiful car 98 and 8x. I mean, what else to say? This is what you can expect from a professionally playing team. On the other side, NBA Mariex is also proving himself to be a bit more worthier with that grenade on the with that snipers. But at the same time, Team Elite wants to make sure that they get some kills in their name as well. We can see probably it was Killer who was pretty much closer to them, trying to cook some grenade, trying to get some early knocks. No, probably it was Jaunty. Baka Boy was clever enough to pull the whole team back. Radhe Thakur on the other side gets taken on because of Nemesis. Now Nemesis has called for health, and let's see whether they'll be able to take down the death itself, or they'll be curb by it.
As they look on to Killer, Killer goes in with the nade, tries to spam some nades inside the house, but they are unaware that the team of Nemesis is outside, and one of the players getting tagged right now. Jonte is at a very low HP. Killer is healing up to his full potential. Meanwhile, Never Broke again goes in for the push with a double vector in his hand. Aman wants to go in and take in fight, and BRC 1000 getting knocked off. Aman at a very low HP, 55 HP left. His helmet is almost damaged, getting knocked out again. Two players from NBA already knocked out. One player finished off. The last player standing for Team Elite is going to be Killer. Two players are knocked out, and the revive comes in for one of the players. That's RDP getting revived at the same time. As we look on to Team Never Broke again, Mariex gets
nice.
A kill being executed at the hand of Killer. Mariex wants to go in for that backup and try to give that revive to his teammate. At the same time, Killer goes in for the push, spots Mariex out in the open, takes down Mariex, the last player standing. VRC 1000 has to pull a 1v2 right now, and it's a very close fight coming in, and that's the end for Team Never Broke again, with Team Elite standing still with two players standing with 4 kills eliminated. Killer being able to execute a 1v3 onto Team Never Broke again.
I just love the way he used his gun, he's used his brain, he's used that glue walls. I mean, this is the best way to put it forward to you guys, and this is why me and Godwin had vouched for Team Elite to take the booyah in their name. I mean, we all know that M18 is a dual bulleted gun. At one point of time, it was important for us to actually go in and take that kill, and it was a lone man standing right on the other side. I also like the way the other team played, because they knew that they had to have some kill points in their name, even though they were going down. That's why they executed 2 kills, confirmed it as well. Kins on the other side, he's cooking up a nade. I don't know whether he'll be able to execute one, because he's got one Adam pretty much close to him. Adam has got some shots against himself. It's going to be Adam who will be taken down because of that Max 7, and I know Kingsman wants to make sure that he has the right kind of backup with his teammate. He's going to be aiming. Beautiful grenade coming in, but it's going to bounce back because of the grenade, because of the wall coming in. Kaushik on the other side, he's going to knock out 2 people, and the grenadier for them is already into work. Ashustar on the other side, the last 2 men standing for them have to do a lot of work over here. We know what Ashustar is capable of. Kaushik still alive. Kaushik gets taken down because of Gaudru coming in from a different angle. Gaudru will be confirming Kaushik as well, so it's important for Gaudru to come in and make sure he takes away Ashustar, or else it's going to be a big trouble for them. And Gaudru at this point of time is going for a heal battle against the team itself, so Gaudru knows that the revival also might be coming in. Gaudru comes in from a different angle, doesn't see that his team, the teammates are already revived and ready for it. Ashustar is already cooking up a grenade. Gaudru realizes it, runs away from that position, will be making somehow inside the circle, but he's tagged with that ability, and Tista will be giving an end for Enigma Gaudru, and I believe that one last man, Aaron, will be playing for placement points.
GodLike coming as a disguise for Chemin Esports, and that's another fight happening between Team TSG Army and 4 Unknown. Wizardo has been knocked out. 4 Unknown Anand comes in for the fight, trades down to TSG Army. Vihan, a trade fire coming in, a beautiful trade fire at the hands of 4 Unknown as we look on to TSG Army, finishing up 4 Unknown Wizardo. So that's going to be an opening created on towards Team 4 Unknown, ripping them off. At the same time, looking at 4 Unknown, Radhe Thakur has already been finished off. Swastik, there's 2 men standing. At the same time, Gordel gets finished off at the hand of Aim. FF from Chemin Esports. As we look on to TSG Army with all the 4 players standing still with 2 kills already in the name. They just wants to go in for that chase, execute Swastik and Anand, who are in front of them with the Car 98 in his hand. Anand trying to take a close range sniper fight. At the same time, Sasuke going in for a longer rotation, trying to make an ambush for them. And being cooked on by Ochasvi might do a bit of a damage, but at the same time, Swastik have a beautiful cover to his name. A stone coming in for an advantage, and Anand trying to fall back at the same time. Swastik and Anand, the last 2 players standing for 4 unknown, will they be able to pull it off? Right now, they are in the top 9. They are at the 9th position, but they still have to look out as the zone is closing in, and eventually they'll have to watch out for Team TSG Army, who are making it towards the zone. Gatekeeping, trying to gatekeep them. Swastik right now going in for a close range fight. Swastik at 7 HP remaining, comes in at the close range. Ochasvi knocks out Anand, and that's going to be the end for Team 4 unknown. A beautiful end coming at the hands of Team TSG Army.
TSG Army taking out one of the kings, and I believe that we still have one more lurking around somewhere, and let's see whether they'll be able to execute them as well. Katulistava is where the zone has happened for the last time. It's going to be Kingfisher, which will be lying on the ground. Probably not picked up by Sasuke at this point of time. They've got 3 kills in the name. PVS Yogi still doing most of his job. Blood Bashers are now executing the team of Team Elite. Let's see how things will go over there. Nemesis, PVS already coming into play as well. Nemesis with that of the 2 player. Huzev gets taken down. Mind Gamer with the last man standing. And it looks like PVS Gamer have already understood the equation into this game. And they're executing everything properly. What did I tell you in the beginning of this day? That PVS Gaming will be bouncing back hard from today. And all these days, they were hiding the strat to check how good the other players will be. And right now, with all 4 men standing, they'll be looking forward to get the first booyah ever in the league stages.
PVS, you give it 3 kills on his name already, and the entire team with 5 kills comes to say that the entire team has bounced back. Meanwhile, Blind Nivesh comes into action, takes down 3 players from Evil Army. The last play, he almost finished off the Evil Army. The last player standing for Evil Army is going to be Beam. Blind Nivesh goes in for a close range fight. A glue wall has been popped up at the same time, comes in for the backstab, and that's the end for Team Evil Army, where Mayhem Ninja comes into action and takes him down. Mayhem wanting to take part in the action at the same time. I can't believe Mayhem still survived this entire fight between all the kings are standing their location, just holding it out. Mayhem Abhirao still have the zone advantage, and at the same time in front of them is going to be Blind Esports. Looking at the back, there's one of the team coming in for the backstab, and they literally have to watch out for the team number 4. That's just very close, and that's going to be Chemin Esports. Ashusa Eco Boy comes into action with the Groza in his hand, takes down Chemin Esports. Ashusa at the same time, as we look on to Mayhem Esports, they knew that there's a dream just in front of them. They have the footprints coming in. As we look on to 6 teams, last 6 teams remaining. Mivias Nubita gets a knock on to Sasuke with the machine gun in his hand. Nubita spots Sasuke out in the open, trying to get this kill. Legend getting spotted on. A second knock coming in soon. The Sasuke has been finished off. A second knock almost at the hands of PVS Nubita. Spots Bihan out in the open, tags them a lot. TSG Army suffering at the hands of PVS as of now. Yuki has been almost knocked out. Nubita getting knocked out. He was just standing on the top of the top. It was a very easy shot for them as we look on to Blind Esports again with a close range fights against the last player of Team Elite. That's going to be RDP. RDP trying to just hold it out and trying to play it out. Blind Esports being tagged from the back by Mayhem. Nivesh has knocked out one of the players from Mayhem. Mayhem has been trying to close in on to Team Blind Esports, but let's see if they are able to hold it off. RDP getting spotted out by Legend at the same place. Legend almost getting the knock onto him. The last player standing for Team Elite, RDP, will he be able to do a 1v3 onto Blind Esports and secure the position in the top 5?
Let's see what's going to happen, but it's time for TSG to make it inside the circle. But they have to watch out for what Team PVS Gaming is going to do for them, because they're pretty much close to the circle, and I'm sure they'll try to gatekeep them. And we also have to watch out for Team Nemesis, who are holding a Team Mayhem, who are wearing a very good spot, or holding a very good spot probably. At the same time, PVS Gaming Yogi with the grenade launcher getting a bit more closer. He sees everybody down below, but doesn't choose to do so. He relies on the Groza, eventually gets paid for it. Vian comes in from behind, and he knows that Nobita is right in front of him. He wants to take a different rotation, takes down Nobita as well, and it looks like TSG Bihan is unstoppable right now, and he's going to be confirming kills after kills, and TSG Army will left out with only 2 players, and we still have Eco alive probably from the side of PVS Gaming.
PVS Gaming getting finished off. The last 3 squads standing is going to be Team TSG Army, Mayhem and Blind Esports. Mayhem also getting finished off. That was a beautiful shots being connected by Vihan, but at the same time the nade from Blind Nivesh was the one that did the most of the damage. Nivesh with his grenades are something you have to watch out for. Akashdeep tries to go in for that push onto Team TSG Army. Nivesh wants to go in for that nades at the same time. As we look onto Akashdeep, Legend, he has to watch out for Legend, who's just in front of them. Vihan comes at it with a different angle. Nade being cooked out by Nivesh. A nade comes into action. Blind Nivesh able to execute those kills almost very close by, and yes, it's Blind Esports who's gonna take home the booyah in this match. 4 players, 4 casters, I think somewhere opted for Blind Esports taking the first booyah in this match, and I think they are very much happy with the performance of Blind Esports being able to get that very close booyah in the name.
But I feel really sad for Mayhem at this point of time, because they were playing so well in this game, they almost had, a very good point, at very good control of the circle itself. All they had to do was either go under the bridge or not. They were busy tagging blind esports rather than concentrating on what was happening above their head. We saw the circle was pretty much close to that specific bridge they were holding in case they could take a right. They are eastern or the map's right position, and come in from behind the rock, held it on for a period of time, had some good number of grenades in the hand. It would have been much more better. But Nivesh, in between also, I saw he had more than 9 grenades in his hand. He knew that he had to just stack up on the grenades. Radhe Thakur going on early was something which restricted the side of 4 unknown from not, being a little more aggressive than how it was. I know they've got some decent placement points as well. But one other team which actually shocked me, and I thought they have an opportunity of taking the booyah, was obviously PVS Gaming.
PVS Gaming coming
all
in.
Thanks to Vihan, who was like...
Came in from the back.
Yeah, because...
Surprise.
Yeah, but at the same time, I do remember that PVS Gaming, I think it was Eco, somebody who had a grenade launcher in his hand. He picked it out and immediately changed it to Groza.
Yeah, he changed it to Groza.
In case he had that grenade launcher and popped up, all 3 players were TSGs right in front of him, he would have got all 3 kills. But that element of doubt became an advantage for the side of TSG Gaming, and due to which Vihan came in with that MP5, was able to take down 2 players, which costed him a lot.
Well, the last kill onto Mayhem almost was at the hand of Team TSG Army, but blind Nivesh, obviously the man with the grenades, you cannot stop him. When a grenade is being already cooked, your name is written on it, and nothing can change your fate after that. And as we look on to the last shots being connected at 15 HP by blind Esports, the last player, Nivesh again. Nivesh executing both of the kills onto Team TSG Army. The entire attention was shifted onto Akash, who was going, Akshay or Akash, who was going in for that
Probably.
push. So when the knock came in, the other player was concentrated from TSG Army. Sasuke was concentrated on taking him down rather than going in rather than looking on to Nivesh, who was at a very low HP. And as we look on to the health, there was some beautiful nades being cooked up. As we look on towards the next matchup, it's going to be the match number 32 of week 2. Day 3, where we have Group B fighting against Group C again, where we'll have Team Elite, PVS Gaming, Never Broke Again, Mayhem Esports, Blind Esports and Chemin Esports, and this fight will be happening in the map of Kalahari against Group C.
Yes, it's going to be the Kings, 4 unknown of Kalahari, Enigma Gaming, TSG Gaming, Nemesis, GodLike and Evil Army. And it's time for many teams to have it's like a wake-up call for most of the teams, because it's important for them to actually come into this game, take things seriously, to make sure that they come on the top 18. If you're not there in the top 18, obviously you'll be saying goodbye. If I have to count it properly, then it's going to be 6 teams will be bidding us goodbye by the end of league stages. And this is the last day of week 2. And they're left out with 1 more week to fight it out. So it's important for everybody who are in the bottoms to wake up at this point of time, or else it's goodbye for you right away.
It's time to move on towards the caster prediction for the match number 2, and I think this time, again, we both have opted for the same team. That is going to be 4 unknown. Yes, this is going to be 4 unknown from me and Arka. At the same time, looking on towards the Hindi desk, Blackbeard has opted in to go in for 4 unknown, and at the Telugu desk, it's going to be T18 Gaming. So 4 players opting in for 4 unknown. Munish wants to stick on to blind esports for this game. We have Kutti Gokul and Gaming Tamilian going in for PVS Gaming, and from the Telugu desk we have DK Official going for Evil Army coming into play. So Evil Army is again one of the squads, one of the teams that were able to perform yesterday. They had a beautiful gameplay coming in. Beam, obviously, when it comes to the map of Kalahari, you know how he knows the location in and out. As we talk about blind esports, Monish, who have opted for blind esports, I think is going to be the lone caster who is opting for the team, who already got a booyah. So when it comes to
consistency,
when it comes to blind esports, I think they whenever they execute a booyah in the first match itself, the second match they want to play it a bit safe. They will not be going with the same aggressive decisions or the same aggressive gameplay that we had seen. All they will try to do is go for the placement try to play for the placement points and get those kills that are given to them, or that is just like free kills, rather than exposing themselves out in the open and taking unnecessary fights.
PVS Gaming doing a comeback in the first game actually, strikes a fear in so many teams, because I've heard that PVS Games gameplay is much better in Kalahari when compared to Bermuda. So right now when we are stepping into the map of Kalahari, that is something to watch out as well. For last time, we'll be able to see who will be taking the flight path. It's going to be Blind, Chemin, Elite, Mayhem, NBA, PVS Gaming, Enigma Gaming, Nemesis, Evil Army, TSG Army, 4 Unknown and GodLike, who will be taking on the flight path above Kalahari. And let's see who's going to be getting the favor of Blue Zone, because ultimately today's day is all about kills, kills and kills, and nobody wants to play for placement points, because ultimately they want to pick up some good pointers to make it into the top 18.
As we look on the flight path, starting off at Stone Ridge, going towards Command Post, going in towards Refinery, almost ending at Foundation and Oldhampton. It's going to be the Blue Zone that's going to form up at Shrines, and looking on to Team Mayhem going in for Stone Ridge. There will be one more squad almost trying to contest them. That's going to be Enigma Army. Aaron, he just spots the entire team of Mayhem almost there and decides that's not a drop location we have to opt in for. As we look on to Blind Esports, Nivesh going in as a scout. Abhay also goes in as a scout for his team. As we look on to the regular drop location at Command Post, and there's going to be the skirmish at Shrines between Team GodLike Esports and Chemin Esports, and early gun fights about to happen any moment right now as we see the teams landing at the same positions. Kaushik is kind of far from his team. As we look on to Nemesis, also at a very close proximity. Testa already has a gun in his hand. Alhan, all the 4 players of Team GodLike has a gun in the hand, so it's a good opening, good start for them. All they need to do is go on and be careful not to fall a victim at the hands of Chemin Esports, who might already have a good strategy, even if they don't have a gun. Nades already coming into action. Let's say AimGod FF being tagged at this moment. Kaushik spots just out in the open. Alhan staying it, and Ashish and Kingsman holding the location.
But one great thing about the side of Chemin Esports is that they've got Ashustar on their side, and he's always performed when it comes to this terrain. He's always made sure that even though he's the last man standing, he's able to clutch a 1v2, a 1v3 very, very easily, and due to which he's able to perform really well as well. So Godel is taking a huge risk fighting them out over here, but at the same time, falling back, they have to be really careful, because in case they get to know that, their location has been compromised, it's going to be Chemin Esports who will going to come in like a chameleon through the sides of, to the northern side of Shrines and be able to execute most of them. But look at what's happening on the other side. If Team Elite hears the sound of 2 teams fighting over here, that is when things are going to change. Adam is going to fall back immediately. He's going to tell everybody that the team is trying to rush in against us. It's going to be 4 of them. It's a 2. I think they've gone in for a 2-2 formation to go a fight against a 4-man standing of Chemin Esports. Kaushik takes a very different angle. Watch out for his nades is something I would love to say. Look at what Ashusha does. He always holds this angle. Either he has an M10, either he has a Max 7 and with an AK, and he's able to execute something good. Kaushik gets taken down. It's time for Ashusha to come into action, as well as Tista looks like he wants to hold in at a different angle. Kaushik to the location compromised, due to which he might get taken down. And look at what's happening over here. Kingsman gets taken down, and then it's going to be Adam coming with the MP40. It's Ashustar gets taken down. It's time for AimGod and everybody to make a comeback over here, or else things are going to be very, very bad for them as well. I can see in between it's going to be AimGod, who's also gotten taken down. The last man standing will be erased off as well. A very shocking game coming in over here. All thanks to Nemesis Gaming, a little bit far away. Saw this fight happening, put their crosshair over there, and they were like, let's just execute kills and see which kills do we get in our name. And they get the kills of both the teams.
And Nemesis, that's going to be Mind Gamer, the man with his name itself coming in. He played a mind game with them. He just waited it out for Godel and the team Chemin Esports. He looked at the moment where Chemin Esports, all the 4 players standing down. He knew that the team is vulnerable right now. All I need to do is connect a shot, and that will be the end for team the team in front of him. That was GodLike Esports. As we look on to Team PVS Gaming against Team NBA Never Broke Again. One of the players from Team PVS gets knocked out. Eco Boy is at a very low HP. He's bleeding out at this moment. As we look on to VRC 1000 getting knocked out and finished off by the hands of Yogi. At the same time, there's Baka Boy out in the open, getting spotted on by Yogi. Yogi tries to land a few shots, misses them. Baka Boy has to watch out for Yogi, as the team is gonna regroup any moment right now, and I don't see the team of Never Broke Again anywhere close by. Baka Boy is getting spotted out in the open. A glue wall being poked up at the same time. A glue wall and Chrono Shield both giving him the advantage that he needs. He's just trying to fall back towards his team as far as he can, as soon as he can. But at the same time, PVS is a game you have always seen that they do not shy away from a chase. They always go in for the chase whenever it's possible for them, and this time it's going to be Yogi who wants to go in for the chase. But yes, it's Nubita who wants to go in for the chase. They are gonna group up together and then try to move on towards the player from Never Broke Again. As we look on to the previous game match standings, we have Blind Esports taking over the Booyah with 32 points in the name. DESI Army closely following by with 31 points. PVS with 29 at the 3rd place. Team Elite at the 4th with 20.
Yeah, and Chemin Esports will be joining Team Elite for the 20-pointer. Mayhem, good to see them bounce back with 19 points over here. So finally, they'll be crossing that 99 mark and making it into triple digits. Evil Army being dropped down for 14 points. Enigma still not able to come up. GodLike being suppressed. 4 unknown, shockingly suppressed to the bottom 2 and never broke again. Have been broken for the first time. But let's see how things will go from here on. It looks like previous game have got back to their senses, fallen back, and made sure that they're gonna do more farming rather than trying to take it away. Nivesh, the man in the previous game who did a lot with the grenade and finally was able to do some with the gun as well. 5 kills coming in from his name, and 5, most of them were headshots is what I believe. He's got 5 headshots in his name, 2,658 damage coming in from his side, and 1 assist. So we have a lot to see. We have a lot more to see where we are able to see that Grenadiers are connecting headshots over here. So there could be a change in meta anytime soon in the league stages. But for now, the unstoppable force building up in between this league stages will obviously going to be PVS Gaming.
It's time to go for an instant replay, and I think that's between the fight that happened between Nemesis Gaming and GodLike. Yes, we are looking at the same fight where GodLike was engaged in that fight against Nemesis. The last player standing was Ashustar. No, Aim God FF was the last player almost standing. Chemin Esports, Adam comes in from the back. He was the last player, and a shot from Alhan takes him down. At the same time, the long range fight comes in from the side of team Nemesis Gaming. Mind Gamer coming into action went from a very long he was able to execute. All he needed was one of the shots from the one of the 3 shots to get connected that he fired. At the same time, as we look onto team PVS Gaming, already executed 3 kills onto team Never Broke Again. The last player standing is going to be Barkaboy, who is nowhere close by to be seen. So PVS Gaming are on a killing spree right now. Looking from the match number 1, they are kind of trying to bounce back from what happened to them, almost missing that booyah with all the 4 player standings. As we look onto team Mayhem, at a very close range is going to be team Evil Army. Beam getting spotted out in the open, comes at a cover, gets a beautiful cover at the same time. As we talk about Yash getting spotted out in the open, is knocked out at the same moment. Yash, BKL Black Tiger trying to take down a player from team Mayhem. At the same time, Evil Army has to watch out for the entire team of Mayhem as they have positioned themselves very much good. The way they have executed this, the way they created the ambush against team Evil Army is something you have to watch out for. As you can see, all the 4 locations, all the 4 players are at a different angle and trying to hold back Evil Army from crossing that area in front of them.
Yeah, but there is no zone. It's not like they're trying to gatekeep them or something like that to bring them out in the challenge and make sure they take them out. I believe that Mayhem is taking a huge risk over here at the side of Stonebridge, because in case the zone starts to shift away from there, that is when Evil Army will come into play as well. So it's important for Mayhem to decide to take a different rotation in case the zone is not favoring them. But at the same time, it's not like there's a third party coming in. It's going to be Black Tiger who gets taken down from. It's going to be Blind Esports who have started their assault. They're going to be confirming Black Tiger as well. So that comes up to say that Evil Army has been sandwiched between 2 teams at this point of time. One side is going to be Blind Esports, the other side is going to be Mayhem, and it's important for Evil Army to come up with such kind of strategy that they do not be visible in any of these players, but rather run away from that spot.
As we look on to the sub, we have team TSG Army and PVS very close to each other. Barkaboy just waiting it out with the zone number 2 formed in just in front, giving the advantage to command post. So it obviously looks like a very easy fight for team Blind Esports, but we have to look out of 4 unknown because they also do have the advantage when it comes to the zone number 3. That's where all the fight begins to happen. Team TSG Army closing in onto team PVS Army closing in onto TSG Army. They have to watch out for each other. As we look on towards command post, we have Evil Army, Blind Esports, multiple squads at a very close proximity against each other. They have to watch out for Blind Akshay, who's just holding Abhay, who's just holding his location with the VSS in the sand. At the same time, this is the fight I was talking about. Sasuke goes in, tries to knock down 2 of the players. PVS Yogi with a beautiful nade gets a knock onto TSG. TSG down 2 players. Vihan at a very low HP. Legend at a very low HP. Eliminates the entire team of Team PVS Gaming. That's Ojasvi, the man with the close range fight. Ojasvi has been able to execute one of the top most skill.
Yeah, most
kills. Yes, the kills with the most number of kills right now, and PVS has been slaughtered ruthlessly at the hands of Team TSG Army. Barkaboy just sitting there out watching all this action, knows that he should not interrupt or interfere with them because he's just the lone man standing and trying to play for the placement points.
I wanted, in the overall, we were able to see that Barkaboy was surviving for a brief period of time, because we all know that Barkaboy was the person who was running away from the side of PBS Gaming, because at Mammoth is where they got got slaughtered. But at the same time, somewhere I thought that PVS Gaming will be going to the southern side of Stonebridge, taking that high ground advantage and making it inside the circle. I do not know why they tried to push against the side of TSG Gaming, due to which, you know, they were not able to survive much, and I believe it was much more easier for them. But now let's look at the Evil Army's match-wise performance, where they had only one good day and they got a whooping 14 kills. 28 kill points is where they were, and after that they cannot go more than 2 kill points when it comes to the last two matches. I know they'll be wanting to get more of those when it comes to this game, but they have to realize that Black Tiger is the person who's missing in this team. He was the one man who stood out in the previous game in the map of Bermuda, where he was the last man standing who could secure that grenade launcher kills. But at the same time, they require Beam to stay alive until the end, because at the end of the day, 4 Unknown is alive. Nobody knows 4 Unknown strategy better than Beam being their ex-teammate.
And as we look on to Team Mayhem, just one kill in the name. They just want to hold the location against Team Esports. RTP getting spotted out in the open. Iconic has been spotted at the same time. Iconic tries to come up for the cover. He is almost at the cover, but at the same time, they have to watch out for Mayhem, who are just holding location, trying to keep the team from coming into the zone. As we talk about the zone, it's Team Elite Killer getting knocked out. That gives an opening for Team Mayhem to go in for the push, as Iconic also getting spotted out in the open. The glue wall being popped up at the same time. Chrono Shield also comes into action. Iconic being at a very low HP, very vulnerable at this moment. Tries to fall back, takes a lot of damage from the zone, and it's time for him to get knocked out by the zone and getting finished off by the hands of Farfrost. The last player standing for Team Elite is somewhere far from his team and trying to play for the placement points. As we talk about the zone number 3 about to close in the next 35 seconds with 9 teams and 30 players standing. As we look on to Blind Esports, they are right now being fought off. They're right now fighting off against Team TSG Army, who were able to slaughter through PVS Gaming, and Ginotra with the Groza in his hand, trying to get a different angle, making sure that they don't have TSG Army does not have an outer rotation.
At one point of time, I saw two teams who had a very, very good placement inside the circle. Was 4 Unknown and Enigma Gaming, because they were on the northern side. Nobody was there to come in from the side of confinement and backstab them, even though Team Elite had an opportunity to make it through Santa Catrina, but they did not choose to do so. They wanted to come in from the side of Stonebridge. Now they're in a skirmish. TSG Army made it inside command post as soon as possible. Everybody have to also understand that there is a high ground or a tower where you can take control of when it comes to the whole place. Now we'll be looking at Evil Army trying to make it inside the circle, but TGS wants to make sure that they get the maximum number of kills from them. Even though Legend has 2 grenades in his hand, I do not know why he did not choose to fire it against them. Ginotra on the other side has already spotted out the side of Enigma Gaming, and they've already started to give some damage. At the same time, let's see how things are going to turn out for TSG Army, because they have a divided attention. We have been speaking about this. Swastik on the other side will be taking down Narin, and there it is. Ojasvi comes up with the right kind of grenade to take down Farfrost, and he gets exchanged because of Abhirav coming in from the other side. Let's see, this exchange of grenades are going to put down any team completely, or it's going to be just an exchange to make sure they're going to make each other vulnerable.
Sasuke holding down the team of Mayhem from pushing him onto them. As we look on to NBA Basketball also coming into action at a very close range. It's going to be Mayhem versus Evil Army versus TSG Army at a very close proximity. Yash goes in for the push onto Legend. At the same time, Abhirav just holding his location. RDP, the last player standing for Team Elite, just holding that placement point for his team, and going in for that push is going to be Ojasvi coming in again with a beautiful grenade. But at the same time, 4 Unknown Beam, that's going to be Evil Army Beam, pops up a grenade at the same pops up a Chrono Shield at the same time. Ojasvi again with the grenades in his hand. Sasuke got a knock. It's going to be Blind Grinotra coming into action, taking down Sasuke, one of the players from TSG Army being stripped down right now. As we look on to Vihan, Legend, and Ojasvi still standing for the team. Going in for that action is again going to be Blind Esports trying to take a multiple fight against both squads. That's going to be one player from Enigma Gaming being taken down. At the same time, Ginotra has been knocked out, so this makes them vulnerable at the same time, because Ginotra is far from his squad. The revive has to come anytime right now. RDP goes in for the knock and finish onto Team Mayhem Esports. Ojasvi comes into action, spots Uzef out in the open. Mind Gamer at a very low HP. A nade being cooked out at the right moment. The nade might do the damage. Yes, the Chrono Shield has been popped up at the perfect time. Nikhil getting spotted on by Mayhem. At the same time, Mayhem goes in for that action onto Team Nemesis. At the same time, you can see the number of advantage, the cross fight. Every player wants to take the advantage of the number of knocks they can execute, number of kills they can execute when it comes to the last zone. Blind Esports finally back into action, gets a knock with the grenades in his hand. Nivesh comes into action, takes down the entire squad of Evil Army. At the same time, finishing off the 8th place. At the 7th place is going to be NBA. That's never broke again.
I mean, do you see what 4 Unknown is doing? They're just watching all of this happen. They're like, we're happy with the placement points. I do not want to worry about anything else at this point of time. Again, going out in style. They're going to take the car, make it inside the circle because that's more important for them. TSG Army had a divided attention, due to which they had to pay a price. Then came Blind Esports. They started to get a divided attention. Then they had to pay a price. Now 4 Unknown slaughtering the side of Enigma Gaming is something shocking to watch at this point of time. If they survive this, if Enigma Gaming survives this hunt, I think they'll have a higher chance of taking the Booyah in the name, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to do so because Aryan will be confirmed at this point of time. Killer will be confirmed because of Nemesis. Let's see what things can go, things are going to happen. A knockdown comes in because of the grenade against Nivesh. Blind Esports are taking advantage from one side and 4 Unknown are taking advantage of the other. Nivesh is going to put up another grenade and it's going to be the end of Enigma Gaming. I'm so sorry. And it's going to be the end of Enigma Gaming coming in from the side of 4 Unknown with 6 kills in the name and very, very well played by them. It's going to be Blind Esports versus 4 Unknown. The two top of the tables are fighting out at this point of time. 4 players on each side. Grenades are being poked up at this point of time. Nivesh takes down Radhe Thakur. The Grenadiers have done the job. Swastik is pushing around. Wizard has to cover. Blind Esports more powerful at this point of time. Nivesh comes up with the right kind of grenade launchers. And finally, it's going to be Blind Esports taking down the Kings of Kalahari. 4 Unknown out of the equation. Blind Esports doing an amazing job. The most shocking thing for me to watch today was this, but ultimately, Blind Esports have put us all in dark.
And this is just, I'm at a loss of words right now. It was just Monish who watched for them. At the same time, the grenades being popped in by Nivesh. Anand goes down. Radhe Thakur goes down. The nades coming into action. They almost trying to go in for that revive. That's something I would not have preferred in the last zones when it comes, because it was a 2v4 that they could have actually hold and clutched it, but they thought that going in for that revive, giving the importance to the teammate is something you have to look out. That's what I like about 4 Unknown. Even though they are facing the most dangerous team, they will try to save and get as many players back on the fade, because the more number of players you have at the end obviously gives you the advantage. But
two match changing point which I love to point out over here is, first of all, they took down Anand with a sniper, took down Radhe Thakur with a grenade. When you took out 2 people with their own kind of firepower, I think you have done most of the damage.
The mind was in a chaotic situation and there's nothing you can do.
And at the same time, I saw Swastik going in for a revival rather than, trying to give a cover fire, because I do believe Swastik is really good at cover fire and grenades apart from Radhe Thakur.
Yes.
So, but still, being the medic and the support for the team, he went to, continue to play on his roles. I know that Blind Esports 2 players are more than enough for clearing of a good squad when it comes to the league stages of Snapdragon Pro Series. But at the same time, it was 4 Unknown on the other side. I would love to see what happened in the final circle. Again, probably when I go back, I'll be able to do so. But still, what a gameplay coming in from the side of Blind Esports. They knew that there were no teams behind them, right or left to them. They know there were only one team in front of them. Quickly, they divided themselves amongst the complete circle, and they knew that now is the time for us to execute with grenade launchers and grenade, and very well played by Blind Esports.
But I really like the way that 4 Unknown rotated, staying at the edge of the zones. And the crossfights between Team TSG Army, Evil Army, Blind Esports, and there was multiple number of squads at command post. So when the zone comes on to command post, this is what I've been saying, that if the zone favors command post, Blind Esports knows each and every rotation. They know how to make it out, stay there, and it's time for the match number 3, where we have Group A versus Group D, where we'll have Total Gaming, Team Chaos, Raven Esports, Level Iconic, Life Hackers, and Team D Esports fighting against each other.
Yes, and at the same time, oh my god, the previous game is not going off my head. It was a higher chance for others to take it. From Group D, it's going to be TSM FTX, UG Mania, AWF Esports, Headhunters, Blood Bashers, and DESI Gamers.
Well, as we look on to Team DSM, FTX, UG Mania, AFF Esports, these are the teams you have to watch out for. AFF Esports, out of nowhere, were able to execute a booyah yesterday. Headhunters already have 2 booyahs, 2 to 3 booyahs in the name, and Evil Army also has one of the booyah that they were able to... No, Team Evil Army also has 1 to 2 booyahs in the name, so somewhere, all teams have the potential to bounce back again. So it's an A versus C coming into action, and let's move on towards the caster's prediction for this match. It's time to predict your votes.
Yeah, but at the same time, before we step into the next segment, one point which is actually not going off my head is that Blind Esports have to thank Enigma Gaming for restricting and keeping 4 Unknown for a long time inside that circle. If it was any other team, I don't think so they'll be able to restrict 4 Unknown for that long. Even though there was Aaron knocked out and there was one more player who got knocked out, Gaudru was still alive, sitting in one corner with the shotgun, restricting 4Unknown to go away from there. The number of glue walls popped up over there. 4Unknown knew that they had to finish one team and then concentrate on the other. If 4Unknown hadn't cleared off Enigma Gaming, things would have been much more problematic for them. But still, Blind Esports took advantage of all these things. At the same time, at command post, somewhere I felt that, Blind Esports had already lost a player. I don't know how come, they were so strong enough that they could tackle everything, revive, come back completely healed inside the circle and take them out. Very, very shocking, but very, very well played game. A very clever played game is what I would like to say.
If I'm correct, Ginotra was knocked down from the team of Blind Esports, and that knock was kind of very far from them. It was inside that tower, and a player actually
and
went
it was Enigma Gaming who actually gave them a knock. Gaming. I think it was Aren with that ACAT. He was able to execute Ginotra over there, because at one point of time I saw it was TSG Army. They were fighting with Evil Army. They were on the other side. It was Blind Esports. Both of them were there. That is why they lost a player, and then they tried to move away. By the time TSG Army could regroup and make it inside the circle, we saw Blind Esports was busy fighting with both TSG Army as well as Enigma Gaming, and that is when Ginotra got knocked out. So I thought that that divided attention will be getting a confirmation against Ginotra, but
4Unknown coming in, taking on to Enigma Gaming,
giving them a spot for the side of Blind Esports to take down TSG Army first and then heal themselves, making it at the circle. Very, very good gameplay coming in over here. This is what we can expect from Pro's team to play when it comes to the game of Free Fire. A lot of things to learn, a lot of strategies to, dissect and, put it in front of you guys. But at the same time, analysis coming in from our side. If you like our analysis, all you have to do is go to our socials and follow us over there and let us know that we are doing great. You can find me at caster.arca. You can find my friend Redcape at IG_Redcape. The next game is going to be the game of Bermuda, where it's going to be another two sets of teams, two groups, which will be fighting out
A versus C. A versus C coming in for multiple matches. A versus C, and then we'll see again a B versus D and A versus C, if I'm correct, for the lineup of today.
Yes.
As we are about to enter into the match, let's talk about the groups that will be joining us, where we have Total Gaming, who are at the 13th place at the end of week 1.
And it's important for Total Gaming to actually bounce back. And I believe that I'll be vouching for Total Gaming in this game, or I'll be thinking of another one, but still, I believe that Total Gaming have to play really hard. I know that they're playing it, they're like, we'll look after in the wild cards, Rebaba, because we know how to play this game. We have been in the scenes from the beginning of the time itself, so they're pretty much confident in what they're doing. But right now, being in the bottoms is not what the fans will be looking forward from their side. So let's see how things will go forward from here on for Total Gaming. But at the same time, we have Team D Esports also coming in from the same group. This team is always, looked like, they can dominate any team when it comes to the map of Bermuda, especially because they do very, very good when it comes to close range fights. They do very, very good when it comes to throwables as well. So I want to see whether Team D Esports will be able to perform over here, or it's going to be Team Chaos, who have been suppressed continuously, who can come in and do a chaotic situation when it comes to this game.
Now it's time to move on towards the caster prediction, where there are multiple, Munish, Kutti Gokul, Gaming Tamarian, all going in for Team Total Gaming at the same time. Oro and DK Official, Oro from the Hindi desk and DK Official from the Telugu desk, opting in for Team D Esports, and from the Telugu desk, T18 Gaming going in for Headhunters. So something different coming up, popping up on the screens. At the same time, Total Gaming have been wowed. So that comes to say that all the teams have all the casters have a very good analysis skills, and they know that this is the time. This is almost as similar as we saw in the season 1, where Total Gaming was not in the top 10 or top 12 at the end, but eventually the way they bounced up, they just made their way. And it was so surprising for us when they ended up the 6th place in the end of the league stages for season 1.
Yeah, but this is the best thing about Total Gaming, right? They play the match, they experiment at the beginning of the league stages, and finally they'll be coming in with everything they've got. And that is why most of them vouch for them when it comes to this game. But at the same time, I was speaking about Team D Esports, we have two casters. Let's not forget Headhunters as well, because they are the team who have understood their rotations, are working out very good for them. They have more placement points than kill points, and let's see whether they'll be able to execute some kill points when it comes to today's game.
Well, it's time to look up on the one last time at the teams who will be joining us. That's going to be Lifehackers, Level Iconic, Team D Esports, Team Raven Esports, Team Chaos, Team Total Gaming, AFF Esports, DESI Gamers, Blood Bashers, Headhunters, and last but not the least, it's going to be TSM FTX and UG Mania joining us for this match. As we look on towards the flight path coming up, it's the match number 33 for the league stages week 2, and for the entire league stages. As we look up on the flight path, it's starting off somewhere very close to Mill Riverside and moving in towards Plantation, going in towards Katulippa and Bhima Shakti Strip, and ending off at Hangar. So Shipyard is a blue zone right now, giving an advantage to the teams who always go for that drop location. That's going to be Team Esports, who likes to contest it against Team 4 Unknown, but this time 4 Unknown is not there, so Team Esports will have the entire opportunity to stay at Shipyard. As we look on towards areas like Mars Electric, Sentosa, they're going to be a bit more difficult to be accessible, but let's see on teams that wants to go in for that early fights. As we look on to Team Level Iconic going in for peak. At the same time, we have DESI Gamers also very close by at peak. I see Angry being a scout for his team. We're looking on to Observatory where we have Team AFF Esports as well as UG Mania going in for that same drop locations. And I think that's basically the fights that are going to happen anytime right now. And the first fight has begun between Team Level Iconic and Team DESI Gamers.
Yep, and this is the fight to watch out for, because in the beginning itself, every time we have DG in a fight, I would want to see whether they'll be able to execute kill. But the first blood goes in the hands of UG, if I'm not wrong, where a fight between AFF and UG is going on. A new killer has been announced over there as well. I know it's going to be very tough for us to watch out for that fight. No, it's not anymore, because we have already come over here. We're able to see that it's going to be UG will be suffering. Golden has gone out of the equation. Prince is trying to run around, not getting spotted. Tyagi did not see the Java boy coming out from behind with the MP40. Will be able to take him down. Eventually, will be confirming him in any second now. Yes, he'll be confirming 2 players at this point of time. That comes up to say that UG Mania looking a bit more promising, and Kanishk will be the last man standing. Hopefully, that the 3 players of UG Mania do not have a grenade in their hand. He'll be wanting to stay safe, but at this point of time, a good, I would like to say that Java boy is a very good bait coming in over there. He wanted to distract the complete attention, and eventually they took advantage of it, and the final blow was dealt by the team itself, and it was given by Prince. A very good 4-pointers coming in from the side of UG Mania, but AFF wings cut off in the beginning. Let's see how well they'll be able to bounce back in the next game.
UG Mania losing one of the most essential players when it comes to Golden, and losing Golden in the early stage might cost themselves when it comes to the overalls. Let's see if they are able to pull it off with the 3-man squad standing after what we can see. This fight happened at Observatory where they were contested at the same time. As we look on to another fight happening between Level Iconic, able to execute the skills, and Level Iconic finally coming into action. And if to be talking about Level Iconic, if you remember the first fight itself, Aladdin was out in the open just sleeping behind a stone. He knew that there is DESI Gamers in front of them, and he just did not want to be a part of the action. He did not have any guns at the same time. He knew that there's an entire squad in front of him, and rather than getting spotted, it's easier for him to just stay it out there. As we look on towards the and it's time to move on towards the point standings from the previous game, that is match number 32. Blind Esports again creates a huge gap between the first and the second position with 46 points at the first place, and falling close by is going to be 4 Unknown with 29. So comes up with a beautiful gap they have already made.
Yeah, and Blind Esports almost to the 50-pointer is what I would like to put that, because we have seen 60-pointers coming in this game by them itself. Now they're trying to notch it up a little more harder. I know it was pretty tough for them because of the lot of skirmishes which was happening for them, but see how things are going down below, where we have most of the team still suffering. It's going to be Blind Esports Nivesh. Look at the number of kills coming in from his side yet again. 8 kills in his name with the 46-49 damage coming in. 2 headshots, 3 assists. Even in the first game, I believe he was the MVP. In the match of Bermuda.
Yeah. So this is going to be the second time
it's the second time we are able to see.
First match 5 kills, second match 8 kills.
Second match is again able to be the MVP. I mean, for sure he'll be one of the most valuable players throughout the tournament itself. For now, let's look at the instant replay of what has happened so far, where we were able to see it was Tyagi who started it off with that MP40. He gave the right kind of opening, but eventually Kanishk was the last man to get taken down over here. I know the team chaos were pretty much close by, but IC on the other side saw Shanti being running out in the open, lurking out in the open, and he was immediately taken down and finished as well. So everybody realizes that kill points is necessary in between the league stages, so they're confirming people even before they take a rotation and wait for other teams to come in and revive him. Let's see UG's performance throughout the matches until date, because that is going to give us a lot of insight about them.
As we look on towards the performance, they have not been able to keep it up. In the match number 21, they had just 2 kills. Match number 22 off to an early finish. 24, 1 kill again. So somewhere they have one match that is kind of a good... 2 matches you can say where they had 5
building
kills
up
and 7
to be
kills. Building up,
specific.
building up to be specific. 27 match number 28 and match number 30 where they had 4, 5 and 7 kills eventually. So they are trying their level best, and this time they have already 4 kills in the name. So this is the match number 33. So that gives them the advantage once again. All they need to do is execute some more kills, stay in the top, and then try to eventually bring them up, redeem themselves up in the entire point standings. But let's see how they perform in this match, because this is the first match for them out of the 3 matches that they are to play today. As we look on towards another fight happening between Team Chaos and Team Bloodbashers out in the open. Chaos Vivek has been spotted on. Aryan tries to land a shot, and yes, he is successful to land that shot. Vivek is almost tagged at 50 HP. Shubu comes in from the back. The shots being landed on 2 players. That's going to be Vivek and Aryan at the same time. Bloodbashers Aryan trying to fall back, and there's Chaos Vivek. And the way they have positioned themselves for 2x2 split gameplay from the side of Team Chaos, making sure that they can dissect through Team Bloodbashers at this moment.
Yeah, but at the same time, they have to realize this, that in case Vivek or Aaron gets knocked out over here, things can be different. But Aaron is not going to love that. He's taken down Aryan, even though there's going to be a player pretty much close by who's going to be reviving anytime soon. But it's going to be Subu, the last man standing. Aaron gets taken down. What a shot coming in from the side of Subu. And let's see what's going to happen. Subu gets taken down as well. He was trying to rush in. He'll be confirmed by Vivek. Everybody thought that, Aaron, Vivek will be busy, reviving Aaron. But Vivek had a different story to say. He'll be confirming a player over there. So let's see how things will turn out for them, as Team Chaos are right now picking up their pace to make sure that, they actually bring the chaos, and it's time for them to do so.
And as we look on to Team Chaos, Aryan gets that revive that he needs. Aryan, the way they had positioned themselves, 2 towers, 2 players at a different location, but still now they have to watch out for Bloodbashers who now have a higher advantage when it comes to the altitude factor. And as we look on to Team Mania, the people who have dissected through the team in front of them, AFF Esports, if I'm correct, AFF Esports getting finished off early. Mania might come in from the back and try to get their hands in this action where they can actually ripple through one of the squads, either Team Chaos and Team Bloodbashers Esports, as we saw in the previous match. As we look on to Licky, just holding it out, waiting patiently. There's another fight happening where TG Mafia, Total Gaming have been are right now targeted by Team Elite. At the same time, we have PP. That's Life Hackers, if I'm correct. Right?
Yes. That's going to be Life Hackers coming in from the other side. Oh my god, another shot being connected over here from the side of Predator. MP5 doing most of the job for him, and he knows that he can rely on this specific gun. Most of their locations are already being compromised at this point of time. Life Hackers do realize that, it's time for them to actually get some kills. We can see, they have actually been sandwiched between 2 teams at this point of time, but it's going to be Total Gaming who will be taking the final call to fall back, not to take that skirmish with the side of Team Elite Gaming, because the rotation is something what matters for them. Now playing for placement points, or at least for the next 1 to 2 minutes, will be Total Gaming, and that will be the best choice for them, as they'll be trying to push towards the side of Factory, because we all know that the zone is taking a southern shift, and that is why people are already started to stack up towards Factory and Clock Tower.
And as we talk about Team Total Gaming, they get the revive that they need. At the same time, they have to come in with a beautiful strategy, a different strategy that they have been keeping up. A different meta might be needed for them to bounce back up. As we look on to Fozzy Ajay, Mafia, Delete running out in the open. It makes them a bit more vulnerable, not sticking together. But as we look on to another fight that might happen any moment, that's going to be between Team DESI Gamers and TSM FTX. TSM FTX, whenever the name pops up, I'm always looking up to one man. That's going to be Old Monk with his melee coming into action. The way he executes those skills with those melee is something I like. The way he ends it, trying to get those booyah at the last stages. And if I remember it correctly, the only booyah that they got was with Old Monk coming in with the booyah, with the melee in his hand and executing those last 2 kills. Very close range, and people do not opt in to go for melee, but this is a man who has a different story to tell.
Yeah, at the same time, we're able to see huge things happening over here for the side of TSM, because they have to understand that it's time for them to wake up. or else things are going to be bad. Can you see that, this is the first time I'm able to see that TSM doesn't want to get any kind of skirmishes. They made it early inside the circle. They're hiding themselves, not revealing themselves to the enemies as well. Yes, the zone has taken a southern shift a little away from Clock Tower towards Factory and somewhere towards the southern side of Kota Tua as well. I know that, Headhunters are also making their way from the side of Sentosa into the circle as well. But it looks like Raven Esports have got a very, very good spot. With all 4 players distributed like this amongst the map, could be very, very dangerous for them as well. So let's see how things will turn out. I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen between Blood Bashers as well as I think they were trying to find out the team who was sitting inside the clock tower.
Team
Chaos, because both of them are outside the circle. The first team to make it inside the circle will obviously gatekeep the other.
Well, as we talk about Team TSM FTX, they just wants to hold it out rather than fighting it against Team DESI Gamers. There's also one more team that's about to close in. That's going to be team number 1 at very close proximity. They'll have to watch out for them. Old Monk is out in the open at the same time. Raven Esports gets engaged in that fight against Headhunter, where they have Ajit, 55, at a very low HP, trying to fall back towards this team and regroup with them as soon as possible. As we talk about Headhunters, with all the 4 players standing, they are really a strong team when it comes to the entire map of Bermuda, and that's almost very close call coming in. If he was at a lower HP, I think he would have given up his life, right, inside the water.
Yeah, he would have knocked himself out. He thought that he'll be jumping inside the water, but actually did not. At this point of time, Deadshot is being tagged and the location already been revealed. Viper is going to place his crosshair to wait out for Deadshot to come out in the open. When he does, 190 damage coming in from his side. A UAV also being depleted is going to reveal a lot of location. Viper is going to say goodbye to Deadshot at this point of time. A very good usage of the ability as well, and I just love the way the team, the players are making use of their abilities. It's going to be Raven Esports pretty much close to Pochinok at this point of time. We're able to see that Headhunters are also making their way. So TSM Esports would have heard that the skirmish is happening pretty much close to them. They're still not going to come out. They're going to wait it out until the end, and that is when they'll be able to execute a booyah. But for now, I really want to see where is Total Gaming in the overall map.
As we look on to Team Raven Esports, not being able to execute the skill, losing one of the players, Deadshot out in the open, couldn't give the proper backup that the team needed. That was the team that was very close to Team Total. That was the team very close to Team TSM FTX and DESI Gamers at the same time, team number 1. As we look on to Pochinok, there are multiple squads coming in, airdrops being called in by Ajit, and the entire team still holding it out together. Prasanna with an ominous and AWM in his hand, trying to spot people out in the open. The map has finally come in, where we have the map closing in on towards Peak and Pochinok. But somewhere I think the map is going to be southern. Map might take a southern shift with the 3rd zone about to be formed in the next few seconds. As we talk about the number of teams remaining, as we talk about Team Chaos, yes, Team Chaos goes into the action, takes a fight against Team UG Mania, gets a knock and a finish onto them, executes those kills possible at a very close ring, and at the same time, Raven Esports have spotted Headhunters who have made their way inside the zone, just looking it out in the open, lurking out in the open as Headhunters, trying to spot which next team to devour in front of them when it comes to the map of Bermuda.
Yeah, it was Total Game. It was Team Chaos who were trying to take down UG Mania at the side of Factory. Both of them were pretty much outside the circle as well. For now, we'll be trying to concentrate on the teams who are at the center of the circle. It's going to be at the side of Peak. No more the center, probably to the southern side of the Peak. It's going to be Team Elite versus Team D Esports. We all know that Team D Esports' speciality is how to make it inside the circle when they get gate kept. But at the same time, let's not forget what Team Elite can actually do. They have some amazing snipers coming in from their side. We are able to see that Predator is that one person, and we are also able to see that Baby is also coming. I'm so sorry, it's Life Hackers, I'm so sorry. But now, let's look at the match-wise performance of Team D Esports, where there was only one game in the recent days where they were able to perform, and right now Deadshot has been healing himself. 2 players already gone down. This is the bad time I was speaking about. A good grenade comes in as well. Last player standing from their side will be D Roshan. Probably will be slaughtered any second soon with that M18. He's still trying to run around, but eventually it's going to be Anshul. Will be I think it's Simmer or probably who came in and gave the last shot against him, and Life Hackers will be really happy with their performance. On the other side, there's another team trying to come up a bit more closer, and it's going to be Team Iconic.
Level Iconic comes in from the back, mops up beautiful nades, but at the same time, there's no one at the same position. A very close nade towards people. Almost does a damage to them, but the glue walls have been popped up at the right spot at the right time. They have to watch out for Team Life Hackers, because they have been able able to slaughter through each and every situation. Fight after fight, they are able to make themselves more stronger after every fight rather than being vulnerable compared to the other teams. As we talk about the number of teams, we still have 10 teams and 35 players remaining. With the zone number 3 closing in, the fights are about to just take place. The match is about to take shape, and let's see if Lifehackers with the 4 kills right now are able to make it towards the top. Maybe try a booyah in the name with the M82B coming into action. It's in the drop right now, but not being opted in. As we look on to Total Gaming. My goodness, what just happened? Total Gaming getting finished. Almost one player. Last player standing is Total Gaming.
No. It was Mafia Bala who stood alone over there with the grenade. Was able to knock down 2 players of Blood Bashers. Will be finding the final shot. I said this before. Mafia Bala is the key card for the side of Total Gaming, and everything seems to be favoring Total Gaming at this point of time. Nobody's going to backstab them as well. Illuminati gets taken down by DJ Harsha's grenade. The confirmation will be coming in by him as well. Harsha will be confirming him. Immediately gets down. He knows he has to do the backstab for them at this point of time. Ignite will be trying to hold them off for a brief period of time, waiting for a backstab to come in from their team as well. But at the same time, let's not forget that Harsha has to stick on to his team. It's going to be a lot of skirmishes on the screens. I can see 4-way stand-off battle going on over here. UG Army trying to take down TSM. We can see Ronigi on the other side has taken down Anshul. That comes after there. That Lifehackers are almost down as well. The Neja has taken down Ronnie as well. So let's see which team will be surviving on the other side. For now, it's going to be DG versus TSM versus UG
Mania
versus I don't know how many more.
And there are very close fights coming in where UG Mania goes in for that double vector in his hand, takes down Pipita Neja OP, and right now DG DESI Gamers with all the 3 players, with 3 players standing, have lost one of the players. TSM FTX coming into action at the same time. Team Chaos comes in from the back. It's going to be Aryan and Vivek coming into play, where Predator from Team Lifehackers takes a knock onto a different fight. That's a different fight happening, but at the same time, Ronnie getting finished off from the side of level Iconic. As we look on to DESI Gamers going in for that close range fight coming against Team TSM FTX. Fabindra has been knocked out. Fabindra going in and getting finished off. At the same time, we have DG Hush been taken on, and that's the end for TSM FTX with 1 player knocked out from the side of Team DESI Gamers. The revive is going to come for the team anytime right now. As we look on to Team Lifehackers getting finished off at the hands of Team Chaos. UG Mania has also been eliminated with zone number 6 with the zone number 5 seconds. Raven Esports comes into action, takes down a player from Raven. Total Gaming looking very strong right now, going in for that action, takes down the players from the side of DESI Gamers. Let's see if Total Gaming is able to dominate it, as they are looking very strong with 8 kills already in their hand and trying to execute more kills as the fight commences.
But at the same time, Total Gaming is pretty much outside the circle, and it's important for them to make it inside the circle as well. But they're concentrating the firepower on the team, which can assassinate them, giving them a very good backstab. UAV being summoned over there as well is going to reveal pretty much everybody's location. Anand gets taken down. A beautiful grenade coming in from the side of Delete, and this is what I was wanting to see. We can see the Team Chaos are still alive. The team I was telling that they can be a little chaotic when this game, they are still alive. We have Total Gaming, the higher chances of taking this game as well. It's going to be Prasanna, the lurking, the slithering snake for the side of Raven Esports, still alive inside that box. If he comes out to take down Max at this point of time, that could be a game changer for the side of Total Gaming. But no, it doesn't choose to do so. It's going to be Mafia will be executed in the hands of Vivek. Delete will be taking down himself with the grenade launcher, and this could be the beginning of the end, as Mafia Bala will be the last man standing, trying to go in for a heal battle against them. But eventually, Total Gaming have to say goodbye anytime soon, and they did. And a free booyah coming in for the side of Team Chaos, and the team which was always wanted to be chaotic finally able to do so.
And Team Chaos finally holding it off safe and steady, playing it slow and steady, with staying just outside, almost at the edge of the zone, and finishing off with the 3rd place was Raven Esports, if I'm correct, right?
Yep.
Raven Esports finishing off with the 3rd place. Total Gaming, I think somewhere,
Second
if that
place.
self-needed, if Delete hadn't self-needed himself, it might have been a different story to tell. But Total Gaming coming back to the 2nd place shows that they are not
I don't know, because if you saw from the beginning of the game itself, Total Gaming were taking early rotations inside the circle. They did not want to take any kind of fight. There was a point where they were trying to fight out Predator from Lifehackers, but they eventually chose, like, even though we have the circle favoring ourselves, they immediately took a rotation, took that ridge near the peak. But I did not know why, when it came to the final circle, when they were getting kills, they did not choose to go for an early rotation into it. I know there were headhunters trying to shoot them. I know there was one more team right next to them. I think it was Delete took out the player with the grenade. I forgot who it was.
I think it was UG Mania. UG Mania last player. Or
Probably from the side of UG Mania. So I know that these are the teams who are trying to gatekeep them. Probably left out somebody like Delete. Probably left out somebody like Mafia with Delete to take care, and Mafia Bala as well as Fauzi Ajay could have made it inside the circle, because we have always seen Mafia Bala and the Fauzi Ajay always have a better synergy together compared to any other players. So if they both have made it inside the circle, it would have been much more better. We saw Mafia Bala was the lurking person from their side. He was in a very different place. He was the lone man standing with grenades, was able to take down many players. He was the person to watch out for. So in case he had made it inside the circle, it would have been much more safer for them. But still, everything said and done. Yeah, everything said and done. We know how much of a pressured game it was for the team of UG Mania, for the team of Total Gaming, as well as for the team of Team Chaos. So either of these three winning will always help them, and it looks like it's going to be helping Team Chaos the most.
Well, it's time to move on to a different segment where we'll have People Choice nominee of the day coming in from the past three matches. I think somewhere we are gonna see Nivesh again in the nominees. So let's say it's going to be PVS Yogi, Blind Esports Nivesh, and Team Chaos Vivek coming in. So we have three players. These are the People Choice Superstars nominee of the day, and all you need to do is go to the chat section and vote out. Do not be biased. Look at the gameplays and actually support them for what they have did.
Because I still believe PVS Yogi with that VSS was executing really well. Nivesh, 2 matches back to back, he was the MVP. So I put my votes for him. Yeah, 2 booyahs coming in from their side. Then we have TC Vivek in the previous game, led the team really well. He was trying to execute some good kills. By the time when we come back to see who's got the MVP for the third match, I believe Vivek's name will obviously be there on the top. But let's not forget the contribution of Yogi as well. Let's see who will be taking this title of People's Choice Superstar of the Day award on the first 3 matches. But I know that we'll be coming to a short break anytime soon. Before that, tell me that one team whom you'll think will be bouncing back anytime when it comes to the further games.
When I think Total Gaming still able to make it back towards the top, finishing at the second place. So coming up to say that they'll have 2 more games remaining. So I think I'm gonna opt with Total Gaming. At the same time, Headhunters, I think they are a bit wounded after getting 2 booyahs. They still need 1 more booyah in the name. But it's time for us to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Stay tuned.
Staying connected is now more important than ever, and 5G strengthens those connections. Qualcomm's 5G leadership is supporting virtual ways of learning, even in remote areas. You'll see our 5G leadership powering always connected mobile PCs, and wherever multiplayer gaming is connecting more friends in real time. At Qualcomm, we remain focused on transforming industries, creating jobs, and supporting the economy. The invention age is here. At Qualcomm, we invented the breakthroughs that made 5G possible. That means you'll see our 5G leadership transforming industries like agriculture. The invention age is here, and it's about to change everything.
You deserve a mobile PC that's as connected as your smartphone, with battery life that can last for days. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, strut! Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You shake it like you really wanna. You shake it like you really wanna. Shake it like you really gotta. Set, strut, hey, drop to the side, do a little wiggle, then glide to the right, shake just a little right, hey, hey, are you ready? Count 1, 2, 3, strut!
It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job.
You deserve the freedom to immerse yourself in other worlds and explore new realities. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. You deserve multiplayer games that respond at the speed of 5G. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. You deserve a camera that delivers professional image quality in any lighting condition. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. What's inside your mobile device matters.
早安，Daniel。你的建议书做得真好。
I'm so glad to hear it.
It's why the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform matters. Because you deserve the freedom to immerse yourself in virtual worlds and explore new realities. You deserve an intelligent camera that delivers professional image quality in any lighting condition. And a mobile PC that's as connected as your smartphone with battery life that can last for days. You deserve multiplayer games that respond at the speed of 5G.
谢谢，Daniel。
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
And you deserve the ability to stream crisp, high-resolution videos in more places anytime with 5G. You deserve all the best 5G experiences. That's why your devices deserve the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform.
It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. Wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job.
Actually, every time I see this phone, I feel like taking it out, and just opening the screen and trying to use it out. Because every time I'm casting and I try to turn towards you, the first thing I see is the Poco phone itself.
Yeah.
So, and I want to say that yes, I'm pretty much happy with the product coming in from the side of Snapdragon, because what a mobile it has been. So all those people are wondering what this is all about. First, I would like to welcome you back after a short break. This is going to be Snapdragon Conquest Free Fire Pro Series. Sorry for me fumbling, because I'm all into Poco X3 Pro at this point of time. The reason being this, that every time when I was younger than what I am right now, obviously, when I was a bit younger and I wanted to have the mobile of my own, whenever I wanted to go ask my parents that I want a very good mobile, a gaming mobile, obviously everybody pretty much costlier, and it was very tough for us to own one. But this time Snapdragon has come out and Poco put together has come out one such mobile on a medium budget. You'll have a gaming beast in your hand, and that is going to be Poco X3 Pro. And do not forget to go and check out their specs, because 120Hz screen, 500 mAh battery, and whatnot is there for you for the gaming.
Yes.
33
all the
watts.
details were given in the commercial where we had, and
exactly.
Right now it's time to move on towards the match number 24 matchup, where we have match number 34 matchup, where we have groups like Group A versus D again coming into action. Total Gaming almost missing out on the Booyah. Team Chaos very close by, getting this Booyah. Team Chaos getting that Booyah in the name. Raven Esports, Level Iconic, Life Hackers, and Team D Esports, and they will be fighting against
TSM, FTX, UG Mania, AFF Esports, Headhunters, Blood Bashers and DESI Gamers. And I want to see whether DESI Gamers will be able to do some bombardment when it comes to this game, because I've seen that, you know, they are such team who is like, it's like the entertainment factor when it comes to the whole tournament itself. So they have been proving themselves to be good. It's just that if Shanti gets taken on earlier in the game, then things have not been working out for them.
Shanti is one of the key players when it comes to DESI Gamers. When we talk about teams like TSM, FTX, I think they were also able to come up to the top 10, I think top 7th in the, if I'm correct, in the last match. But we'll know it when we'll have the match standings coming in at the mid of the next match. But it's time to move on towards Kalahari when it's time for the predictions to come in again, once again. So while we look on to Group A versus D, we have Total Gaming coming again into action. I want to move in again and say Total Gaming, but this time I'm going to go in and opt in for a different team. I think it's going to be somewhere Level Iconic or UG Mania. Level Iconic, I guess. Level Iconic or UG Mania is one of the teams I'm going to opt in for.
Yeah.
But let's see how it turns out, because we'll have the casters prediction coming in from the other desk also at the same time. So let's see who are sticking with us. I think we both are sticking with the same teams.
Yeah, today the discussion went on really like-minded, because we wanted to watch for teams who are actually in need of it. For now, from our desk, it's going to be Level Iconic. You and me had thought about, you know, bringing them in because they have a huge potential of taking it home. So let's see whether they'll be able to prove us right. On the other side, we can see that Monish is going in for DESI Gamers. He wants to be the odd one out. 4 unknowns, obviously. That is the team to vouch for, because ultimately they'll be in the top 2 for sure when it comes to Kalahari map. So it's the Tamil desk going in for it. Team D Esports taken by DK Official. T18 Gaming will be going for TSM FTX. So Oro will be the odd man out this time with AFF Esports and DESI Gamers from the side of Monish. So let's see how things will go around from here on. Yes, Telugu desk is still sticking on to TSM FTX. Wanting to see, I'm really waiting to see when will Fab Indro or Mr. JYT actually come into action with that M82Bs or AWMs in their hand and knock out enemies even before they can make it inside the zone. Because that was the expertise of Mr. JYT. Let's not forget his phenomenal performance when it comes to the first season of Snapdragon Conquest, where he was able to execute some amazing kills for that M82B. I know the metas have changed, but sometimes old school always sticks well, and old school can always get you some pointers. So hopefully TSM will be coming up with that. And I also want to see why a person called Amadron has been taken inside.
I was just waiting
team.
for you to take his name. Like when is Amadron popping? I just want him to give me the throw to tell me about Amadron. Amadron is a player who we have seen performing in some other tournaments or in other games, other matches as well. But this time, I think somewhere he's lacking that same gameplay.
It's like your stats will be red eventually, you know. If you're a person to watch out for, everybody will be looking at you. If you're not that one person, 1 or 2 teams will be looking at you. So if the focus is completely on you, that is how it will be. But People's Choice Superstar of the Day award will be taken by Blind Nivesh. I mean, 81% of the votes will be going in for him, and I think he's a very well deserving person over here, because obviously, you know, he played so well over there. I mean, TC Vivek will be joining him right behind him for his performance. PVS, yes, it's going to take time for them to put a darker impression, because Nivesh, the way he has already put with the highest number of kills by a solo player of 11 kills coming in from his side, and Blind Esports coming with the highest kills of the entire tournament so far, including Season 1 and Season 2 coming in from their side. So obviously, they'll be getting a huge fan following when it comes to the Qualcomm Snapdragon Conquest. But still, you know, we'll be looking at the flight path for the last time before they take off in the map of Kalahari, and we will be looking at teams which will be able to come in over here.
Finally, it's time to move in towards the action, and let's move on and look at the teams that will be flying with us for the one last time before we take off. That's going to be Life Hackers, Level Iconic, Team D Esports, Raven Esports, Team Chaos, Total Gaming Esports, AFF Esports, DESI Gamers, Blood Bashers, Headhunters, TSM FTX, last but not the least, UG Mania coming into action again. And looking at the flight path, it's going to the match number 34, League Stages, Week 2, Day 3. And looking at the flight path, I think it's going to be a centered flight path coming in again. Yes, it's a centered flight path. And starting off somewhere
northern.
A little northern. Starting off at Foundation, going in towards Refinery, and ending off at Santa Catrina with a blue zone, giving the advantage to the champions. That's going to be Team Total Gaming, going in for the same drop location of Santa Catrina with the blue zone. helping them out with the loot that they need. As we look on to teams like AFF Esports going in towards Mammoth, an early skirmish between Team Level Iconic and Team Chaos and Team DESI Gamers. Level Iconic is gonna find themselves between two of the most two of the dangerous squads in front of them. And as we talk about command posts being taken in by Team Blood Bashers and TSM Old Monk, TSM FTX opting in for Stone Rage, no one contesting the blue zone against Team Total Gaming, and at the confinery we have Team UG Mania.
But at the same time, you know, it's important for us to observe that nobody's gone to the northern side of the map towards Shrine or any other place, because it's important for teams to actually land over there because they've got some decent amount of loot. But the happiest people today for sure is going to be Total Gaming for having around, you know, the blue zone at Santa Catarina. We have already seen that Mafia started to pick up. Delete has eventually started to pick up as well. Then we also have Mafia Bala, who's also coming into action as well. I know that, you know, the lurking king will obviously be Fozzy Ajay, who will want to be leading his team from the front, but at the same time they were all taking small agents when it comes to the game, looking cute when they're running around over here. For now we'll be looking at the side of Team Chaos, who will be pretty much close to Shrines if I'm not wrong, trying to get some loots in their name at the maze. I'm so sorry, trying to get some loots in their name, and they want to make sure, you know, that they do not get any kind of skirmishes at this point of time, because they need to survive until the end, because you have seen once Tech Keke gets taken down, the team looks pretty much vulnerable.
As we look on to a Level Iconic, they were vulnerable between two of the squads, still holding it together, still keeping it safe and steady. They just want to play it safe and steady. As we look on to Aladdin, he has a heat gun in his hand. Yes, it's
a heat gun, plasma gun.
And a Ronniki with P90. And as we look on to the point standings of the previous match number 33, Team Chaos with 40 points, getting that booyah. Total Gaming at a very close fight, just ending off at the second place.
Finally,
yes. They are at the top 3. Finally, happy. Yeah, as you said, happy to see Total Gaming in the top 3 with 35 points. Headhunters at the 3rd place with 19. Level Iconic with 18 at the 4th. DESI Gamers with 18 again at the 5th. And
a decent points distribution coming in from the 1st place to the 8th place. That is something to watch out for. But the bottom 4 will be really depressed because they went on very earlier in the game. The rest of them were able to execute kills at the right times, due to which they are sharing it well. But good to see Total Gaming somehow bouncing back in this game. If they continue to do so from here on, it's going to be much better. Yes, Team Chaos, TC Vivek will be the person who will be the MVP of the previous game. I mean, he was able to come up to a position where he could execute kills, hold off his teammates, keep them under the nerve, and was able to execute 5 kills, a total of 1,883 damage coming in from their side. 1 headshot, 3 assists. Very well played to TC Vivek.
And as we talk about Vivek, the game he has executed in the last match, he knew where to position himself rather than staying out in the open. He put up some glue walls. He knew that the last player from Total Gaming was standing outside. Heal battle will be there. And coming back to the match, we have Team Chaos coming in, going in for their vending machine, trying to get some loads. We saw a Scar lying right there in front of Team Level Iconic. They do not want to go for it. Looking at the placement of all the teams right now, I think there will not be any skirmishes happening until and unless the zone closes in or the second zone forms in. And speaking about zones, very few fights till the 3rd zone, and after that we are going to see Mayhem coming in, a chaotic situation coming in to be exact. And as we talk about UG Mania, we'll be very happy with the position right now, as there's no squad near them. Shrines is empty right now. Team Elite, that's going to be Life Hackers at Old Hampton right now, and very few squads. Nobody has opted for Shrines and the Maze. And
yeah, that's what I said, right? Looking at the overall map, we are able to see that, you know, at Foundation, Shrines, this is the place for you to be placed at this point of time, which can give you a lot of opening when it comes to the game. For now, I would like to say that teams like, you know, Headhunters have an advantage, as well as UG Mania have an advantage, because if they go into Shrines and then try to take a late rotation inside Bayfront, that is when the Booyah can come into their name as well. For now, we are able to see that Iconics, I don't know why Level Iconics have this tendency of going in for an early skirmish, try to knock some people out in the open, or trying to taunt them in the beginning. In Season 1, it was there that they were trying to taunt people to make sure that they burn their resources. But this time, when you taunt a person, they come in so close to you and so fast that they'll be executing you very, very fast. So it's important for them to watch out for things like that. For now, we are able to see that it's going to be Team Chaos, you know, who's trying to take that early skirmish with the side of Team Iconic.
And as we talk about Team Chaos, you really have to watch out for the team, because fighting against, taunting a team like Team Chaos is going to cost you 1 or 2 players at the end when it comes to, even if you are standing, even if you are able to take them out, it's going to be difficult for them. As we talk about Team Chaos Max getting spotted out in the open, at the same time we have another fight happening between Total Gaming taking down 2 knocks, already back into action. AFF Esports, Connection has been knocked down by Raven Esports, Sai Shankar, and I think we'll be seeing that fight very much quickly. Yes, the fight is back into action, and from Team Blood Bashers, 2 of the players were knocked out. At the same time, Mafia Bala goes in for a nade. At the same time, Licky decides to fall back, and rather than going out in the open and staying still out there, Sai Shankar able to execute the first blade coming in at the side of Team Raven Esports. As we look on to Blood Bashers, they want to hold it off rather than fighting it out, and the divided gameplay, the split gameplay coming at the side of Blood Bashers, making sure that Team Total Gaming doesn't go in for that push, are unable and trying to hold them back so that they can give the team the backup that it needs. At the same time, the last player from Total Gaming coming in from the back is going
nice.
Mafia Bala, Delete, and Falsy Ajay are together, so I think it's Mafia, the last player standing, last player from the team who is just about to regroup with his team, gets taken down, gets knocked out. Mafia Bala has been knocked out, Delete has been knocked out, 2 player from Total Gaming getting knocked out. Finish coming in from the side of TG Licky, and Mafia being able to execute one of the kills onto Team Blood Bashers right now.
Yeah, but let's see how things will go from here on for the side of Fossey Ajay and Mafia, because they have to escape this assault coming in from the side of Blood Bashers. At one point of time, I saw that, grenade being cooked by Lickit. I don't know how it couldn't connect at this point of time. It does go in, but a good chrono shield coming in. But eventually, Subbu will be slapping that M18 bullets into the face of Fossey Ajay and will be taking him down as well. And it's important for Bus and Mafia to lurk away from this spot. But I think he's been tagged and his location is being revealed at this point of time, and Blood Bashers are going to chase him down and make sure he takes him out. He has a level 3 helmet and vest, due to which he'll be able to survive more. He's ran into Santa Catrina, his hometown, so that he doesn't get detected anytime soon, but still that ability of getting tagged from the side of Loco is still into action.
Well, as we talk about Mafia, he just had 1 kill in his name, and I think that's the kill he executed from a further distance. He was far from his team. At the same time, he was the man just lurking behind, and as we talk about him, he has to play for the placement points now. A good performance in the last match, 3 players already down in this match, makes them a bit more vulnerable when it comes to the overall point standings. When you talk about Team DESI Gamers, there's a squad just below them that's going to be Raven Esports. They have to watch out for. At the same time, no skirmishes. They do not want to get engaged in early skirmishes. As we talk about DESI Gamers, they have always been playing it slow and steady, and when it comes to when needed, the action or the firepower is always there. As we talk about the zone, the zone is about to close in, with the second zone about to form in any moment right now. Raven Esports still pushing in onto Team DESI Gamers, just holding it below them and spotting off Deadshot out in the open. A knock can come in any moment right now. As we talk about the red zone forming over Refinery, and the zone advantage going in towards the team near Refinery and at command post, and almost the teams that are at sub, that gives them the advantage. As we talk about DESI Gamers, they have to go back into a cover, and this gives an opening for Raven Esports to push on towards Team DESI Gamers and execute some kills. That's easier for them. As we talk about Ajit getting tagged the same moment, but we'll have to also look out for Ignite, who's spotting Deadshot out in the open. A beautiful knock coming in from the side of Shanti. This is what you were talking about. Shanti, if this man is still alive, they are able to dissect through any team that is put in front of them.
Yeah, eventually Ajit will be the person who will be tagged at this point of time. He has to run back. He had the cover of that stone right behind him, but he has to watch out for some grenades being popped up by them as well. But Insane on the other side doesn't have some grenades. It's going to be Raven who will be living for a brief period of time from here on to live a different story. DJ Ignite takes down Ajit yet again. So I think it's time for DJ to actually rush in and see whether they'll be able to execute people over here. But at the same time, Harsha will be trying to cook up a grenade. No, the tags are not coming in. Now the divided attention comes in for the side of Team DG, which is very, very harsh. Harsha will be cooking a grenade just to see whether he'll be able to execute someone with the knock. Won't be able to do so. Old Monk on the other side has taken down one side of Blood Bashers. Mafia has taken down one player from UG Mania. So that comes up to see a three-way standoff coming in from over here. Likith tries to run back and regroup with his team. He's got a hand cannon in his hand. Fabindro gets taken down. It's important for them to actually revive his teammate and stay alive. As the circle has come up a bit more closer to command post, Edward has been already out. AFF Esports is also down with 1 person. It looks like the three-way Mexican standoff over here is actually leading the side of TSM FTX, because they still have all 4 men standing.
And as we talk about Team AFF Esports losing one man, they still do not have the advantage of kills. TSM FTX just holding it out in the shelter that's in front of them. They're just gonna hold it out there in that small area. And as we talk about Blood Bashers, 3 kills already executed against Team Total Gaming. The last player standing had decided to fall back, and at the same time they have to take a fight against Team TSM FTX. A drop called in by the team. Mr. Jay with a K98 in his hand. TSM FTX.
M82.
M82. Sorry, oh, he's changing his guns again and again.
Yeah.
So M82 and a K98 both with him, and at the same time Aryan with the car and Shubu just holding it out. And at the same time, this is a three-way standoff that we were saying about. The advantage is always at the hand of TSM FTX with all the 4 players standing. As we talk about TSM FTX, they still have to make sure that they are concentrating on one of the squads instead of fighting it against AFF Esports and Blood Bashers at the same time. As we look upon the zone closing in the next few moments, we have the zone number 3 forming in, and it might move in towards a concentric zone. Yes, a concentric zone coming in, where we have most of the command post inside the zone and a bit of refinery inside the zone. A lot of open spaces. Team Chaos gets engaged with Level Iconic at the same time near the sub. The fight have begun, and this is the time the match has initially started to pick up pace. As we look on to Team Chaos fighting it against Team Level Iconic. A very close fight coming in with all the 4 players standing from both the sides.
Yeah, let's see how things will turn out from here on, because I want to see whether, the Team Chaos will be able to execute a booyah over here as well, because we have been seeing Team Chaos suppressed throughout the tournament, and it looks like now they've decided to come in slow into the game, have the right kind of inventory in their hand, and then make it inside the circle. We have seen that the circle is pretty much favoring to the northern side of sub, that is pretty much refinery in the name. JYT comes up with a knock against TG Likith over here. We'll be happy to see that, JYT is able to execute kills with that M82B. D Roshan on the other side. The divided gameplay coming in from the side of Team D Esports could cost them a lot over here, is what I believe, as Java Boy will be going in for another grenade. He does stack a bit of it, but eventually now will be a good time for the side of UG Mania to actually take a push against them.
And Golden making that opening for the second grenade comes in, but the glue wall being popped up at the perfect time. Kunal Jr. needs that revive and gets it at this perfect time, but they still have to watch out for the team that's closing in on to them. That's going to be Team D Esports. At the same time, we have Blood Bashers just holding it back, making it sure that they do not have the advantage. A glue wall being a chrono shield being popped up at the perfect time. Java Boy being vulnerable at this moment goes in with a glue wall at the same time. Glue walls and chrono shields being popped up at simultaneously. Meanwhile, D Roshan goes in for the kill, and that's almost a finish. UG Golden gets 3 kills onto Team D Esports with a beautiful nade, and that's almost putting an end to Team D Esports. Golden, the last player standing is going to be Roshan, gives the revive, and Blackshoot, the last person standing, is at a very low HP. The zone takes a toll at the same time. Blackshoot trying to heal himself up, trying to play for the placement point for his team. UG Golden, he's back on a killing spree right now with the grenades, and this is something I didn't expect from teams like UG Mania going in for gold. A player like Golden going in for the nade.
AFF Esports Pawan right now slaughtering through the team of Team TC is also something good to watch out for. Yes, he put up a grenade, injured 3 players, and eventually ran inside the circle because he knew the zone is going to do a lot of damage, and eventually he's going to get that kill. But if he had continued to go inside and dissect against the team, I think he would have got the complete kills in his name. But eventually Golden will be living for a brief period of time to see how things will go from here on, as we can see that it's going to be TSM FTX with all 4 men standing, gatekeeping all those players or all those teams who are inside command post at this point of time, and that is going to be the team of I think it was Blood Bashers and Team D Esports. Look at this, what's happening on the top is Team TE versus Headhunters, which is happening over there. Anshul Baby, that's going to be Life Hackers versus them, and it's going to be Old Monk who will be starting it off to take down Likith yet again. Likith, this is the 4th or the 5th time he's getting knocked out, if I'm not wrong. All 4 players of Headhunters in the same spot. One good grenade can actually finish most of them. For now, it's going to be Life Hackers who will be trying to get some kills, sitting on top of the house where the zone is still favoring them, and they have a lot more to call in.
And into Blood Bashers by the zone as we look on to team. Life Hackers coming into action. PP Taneja OP getting the knock. Headhunters, Viper going in for that finish onto Raven Esports. Dead shot. Sai Shankar still holding his location. Prasanna have been spotted on another nade coming in by the hand of Taneja OP, trying to go in for that long range fight. The zone number 5 about to close in the next 20 seconds with 6 teams standing with 19 players still alive. Headhunters are just below them, and I think Lifehackers is unaware of the same. Chemin are getting finished off at the 5th place. I see level iconic.
Oh, nice shot.
As of now, Aladdin is knocked out, and the glue wall pops up, and the revive comes in for the team. At the same time, Headhunters goes in for the knock onto Team Raven Esports. Again, the Sai Shankar has been knocked out and finished off at this moment. That's going to be Asim coming into play. Headhunters wants to go in for that push, but at the same time, they have to watch out for Lifehackers holding the location. Ronigi gets spotted out. Angry has been knocked out. The last player standing for Lyle Iconic is going to be Ronigi, and Simmer, the last player standing. A nade might be popped up from the side of Lifehackers any moment right now, trying to come down from the higher altitude.
Oh no!
And that's going to be the end for Lifehackers. Just holding location.
Oh my
Did not make the rotation towards the zone, and that's going to cost them. Headhunters with all the 4 players standing, going in for the nade is going to be Asim. A very close nade comes in, being deviated by the glue wall that's popped up in front of him.
No!
Nade comes in again by the hands of Asim, and that's almost going to be a finish on the side of
nice!
Getting finished up. Headhunters looking very close right now. It's a 3 squad standing. That's going to be Raven Esports, Team Headhunters versus Team Level Iconic versus Team TSM FTX. Well, as we come on to Team TSM FTX, they have all the 4 players still standing. A beautiful nade comes in from the side of Headhunters. Level Iconic have been eliminated. As we talk about Team TSM FTX, Illuminati have been knocked out. Mr. JYT have to pull a 1v4, 2v4 situation right now from against Team Headhunters. Very close call coming in again. Old Monk with back into action with the melee in his hand. Goes in for the push. Maimun Good has been knocked out. Mr. JYT has been knocked out. The last player standing, TSM FTX have been eliminated. And that's going to be a booyah for Headhunters when it comes to the map of Kalahari.
Yeah, at the same time, it's Asim who's done most of the damage with the gun, with the grenade, was able to execute some amazing kills over here, and that is what I would like to say, that this is the game for Headhunters to take home. I've known their rotation works out really good. There was a point of time where they could have been executed by Raven Esports, by Lifehackers who were about them, and then eventually they stuck on to their location. The IGL said that let's stay over here, let's try to cover ourselves, let the rest of the people fight, because I do believe that we have the potential. Cover Asim, let him stay alive until the end point. Once the grenades and guns is there in his hand, we know we'll be able to take it home, and a very, very good gameplay coming in from the side of Headhunters, and a huge congratulations for them. Again, a booyah coming in from their side. That comes up to say, in the finale, if they're able to perform the same way from the beginning, they'll be able to, take the title in their name.
I think somewhere you asked me a question before we went for the break, that which teams do you think are opting to come back, and I said Total Gaming and Headhunters. Even if they had just 2 booyah in the name, they are still looking to bounce back again.
Yes.
And this is what the prediction comes up to be, an analysis of the same. And if you like the same, do follow us on our Instagram handles. You can find him on caster.arca and me at IG_cape. You can give all your suggestions and whatever you have for us. But coming back to the match, let's talk about Lifehackers. They were just standing on the top of the altitude advantage. They had everything. They should have done the rotation.
But eventually they were busy shooting at Team D Esports.
Team Raven Esports, and at the same time Level Iconic. Looking at to Level Iconic.
Yeah, looking at a Level Iconic is where everything fell down for them, because on the other side, even they knew that, they were pretty much inside the circle. They were like, if you're not letting us inside the circle, we'll make sure that we take you with us. And they started to shoot all those people. It was like, before they could execute those kills, they could have actually gone inside the circle and then executed those kills. It would have been much more better for them. But eventually, all said and done, it's just speculations coming in from our side. If you want to be a person who knows more, and you want to be an encyclopedia when it comes to mobile phones, when it comes to flagships, when it comes to something new in the picture, you want to be the first one to know about it. All you have to do is subscribe to Snapdragon Insider. To find it, you have to go to Google, search for Snapdragon Insider, sign up over there, and you'll understand the rest.
Well, it's time to go for the next match number 35 of league stages, week 2, day 3, where we have Group B versus 3. From Group B, we'll have teams like Team Elite, PVS Gaming, Never Broke Again, Mayhem Esports, Blind Esports, and Chemin Esports, and they will be facing off against one of the champions. And again, we are going to the map of Bermuda. So let's say 5th match yesterday, 4 Unknown was able to execute it. This time, let's say back to the map of Bermuda.
Yeah, and let's see who will be able to execute it this time. It's going to be 4 Unknown, Enigma Gaming, TSG Gaming, Nemesis, Godlike, and Evil Army. So these are the teams to watch out for sure, because this time is going to be Group C who will want to dominate and take it. Look at that. Enigma Gaming is still wanting a booyah. TSG Army wants to continue the spree. Nemesis Gaming is getting slaughtered completely. Godlike is that one team who is still not able to execute something good, so they also want something. Evil Army are a trump card. So for me, this group actually looks even more dangerous than the other one. It was B versus
It is B versus C.
Yeah, B versus C. So when it comes to B, we have PVS Gaming still struggling. We have Never Broke Again, still not able to come up. We have Mayhem, who are also suppressed. We have Chemin Esports and Team Elite. Comparing both of this, they have Blind Esports to take most of the weight from Group B, but Group C is in the thirst and hunger for most of what they can gain. So let's see who will be taking home the booyah when it comes to the side of Bermuda in the next game. I want to see what the Hindi desk, what the Tamil desk and Telugu desk are thinking, because most of the predictions of most of the casters are actually coming out true today, and it's not like a new team is coming in. So we are able to read the stats, we are able to read the teams properly, or probably we'll be able to read most of it when it comes to the finale. But for now, I would want to speak about this one beautiful mobile. I just want to touch it once.
Don't drop it.
Yeah, I don't understand, because brand new mobiles placed on our screens at this point of time.
5 cameras.
Yeah, 4 cameras and
one in front. So 5 cameras.
5 cameras coming in from their side. Amazing photo capabilities. 120 hertz screen coming in from their side. More to speak about this mobile. It's just a gaming beast which will be on our screens at the which is visible for you guys at this point of time. I just wish I could unlock it and show it to you guys how a 120 hertz screen.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is when people will also understand how a mobile actually looks. I mean, look at this. Oh my god, it looks so good on my hand. I just love this color. For those people who want the choice of color,
it's on. I think it's on.
Yeah, it is pretty much on. I know it's pretty much on. Looks very, very good. I mean, I just love this color compared to blue as well, because those people who want to keep them subtle, that metallic black is going to give you a very classy look. But at the same time, I just love the way the other mobiles will also, the blue one also looks, because it's going to be much more good looking when it comes to the blue one as well.
Yeah, a classy look coming in from both sides.
I mean, it look good for people who invite. Like, you want to show off how good you are, and this is the kind of mobile you need to have. 48 megapixel augmented reality super camera coming in over here. I mean, I wish I can put this one in my pocket and go home.
Let's take it after this. So, but it's time to go for the casters prediction, and let's look how the Hindi desk, Tamil desk, and the Telugu desk are looking. And as we opt in to go in for Team 4 Unknown yet again, and joining with us is going to be T18 Gaming from the Telugu desk. So 3 people opting in for Team 4 Unknown. As we look on to Team Elite, we have Aro from the Hindi desk, Kutti Gokul from the Tamil desk going in for the same, and Gaming Tamilian also going in for Team Elite. And looking at the odd person out, it's going to be Monesh Naik going in for Evil Army.
I mean, Evil Army are, one person is enough to vouch for them and they'll be able to take a booyah. That is the kind of team.
Yes, and as we look on to Blind Esports, we have DK Official opting in for them, choosing the team of Team Blind Esports. So somewhere everyone has, the majority lies with Team Elite and Team 4 Unknown. 3-3. So let's see who takes it. And well, as we talk about Monesh, well, we have him going in for one of the, as you said, Evil Army, one team, a single caster's prediction, and the team is like, this time we have to perform.
Because that's the same thing which happened yesterday in the opening game, where I was the one who vouched for Evil Army, and to my shocker itself, they did perform and live up to my expectation. That is how Evil Army has been gaining their,
But then let's see.
Fame.
Let's talk about the casters curse also. So Evil Army does know who they need to go, and
because after that, Evil Army have been performing really well as well. Let's not forget Beam's capability of putting up grenades and close range fights as well. Wanting to see him yet again on the screens. Let's see how things will be from here on, as we'll be looking at the map of Bermuda. Yet again, the blue zone favoring has always helped out most of the team when it comes to the map of Bermuda, because it's the grenades and grenade launchers which is required for your grenadiers to take it home. But at the same time, I just want to look at that black phone again, which is already in front of me right now. I really want to put on the Free Fire game and show people how good it actually feels on that. Very lightweight as well,
Well, yes. And 5000 plus mAh battery. But it's time to move on towards the map. We'll look at the teams joining us. Blind Esports, Chemin Esports, Team Elite, Team Mayhem, Team Never Broke Again, PVS Gaming, Enigma Gaming, Nemesis, Evil Army, TSG Army, 4 Unknown. Last but not the least, we'll have GodLike joining us for this match, and this is going to be the last match for them. That's going to be Group B versus C, match number 35, and we still have one more match remaining. So let's look up to the flight path. That's going to be starting off somewhere near. I think that's an eastern.
I think it's a northern shift towards coming in from the east to the west. from the west to
West
the
to the
east.
east, west to the east, starting off somewhere near Observatory, going in towards Bhima Shakti Strip, finishing off at Keratin. So Mass Electric and Sentosa is again going to be a bit more difficult to be accessed. But when it comes to teams like the teams that actually wants to opt in for that drop location, it's going to be Evil Army. I think somewhere I am seeing that Gordel wants to go in towards Poichinok as the regular drop location. Enigma Gaming going in towards Factory. Nemesis have opted for Clock Tower. We have PVS Gaming going in for Peak. Chemin Esports going in towards Kota Tower. So I think they're going to take the zip lines and move in towards Sentosa. As we talk about Team Elite, they are moving in towards Cape Town.
Yep, at the same time, let's see how things will go forward for Enigma Gaming at this point of time, because it's important for them to start executing some good booyahs, because they want to make it into the top 8 team and want to perform when it comes to this whole tournament, which they're not able to do so until date. So it's important to see whether, they'll be able to make it this time. I'm able to see that Gaudru is pretty much, if I was Gaudra, I would be pretty much tired to see, them carrying the team most of the time. But
just still,
let's not forget the kind of contribution Chilu always gives with the early knocks, as well as Arin's very slow support, which always helps them out. But Chemin Esports will be the team which will be daring to go for a longer rotation into the side of Sentosa, and will be favored to get, and will be blessed, to be specific, to get this blue zone in their hands and get some really good firepower.
And as we talk about Chemin Esports, we have seen the performance. The charts are not perfect, but at the same time they are trying their level best. Let's see if they are able to come back or do something different in this match, as this is the last match for them when it comes to the league stages week 2. And as we talk about Blind Esports, at a very close range is going to be Team TSG Army, and somewhere I think Blind Esports is aware that there's a team near them wanting to play it safe. Farming is more important for them. Getting those supplies stacked up, getting those loot stacked up is going to be very much important. As we talk about Ginotra, he just wants to make sure that his team always has the priority. He makes sure that his team has all the supplies, and then only he'll move out. And that's what I like about Blind Esports, sticking together, giving the backup at the perfect time. And look at the supplies they have: 7 first stage, 5 glue walls already with 4
and
nades.
This is Nivesh. Nivesh, with a man with all the grenades in his pockets. If Nivesh gets taken down, then that is how you start to slaughter the side of Blind Esports, that's for sure.
But still you have to look out for Ginotra.
Yeah, because Ginotra is really busy taking care of Nivesh and making sure that nobody comes a bit more closer to Nivesh. Even Akshadweep's job is to also stay over there. Probably it's Abhay who tries to be the scout going in the front with that sniper, wants to take a person or two, but eventually pays the price in the beginning. But still, Blind Esports have already started to, understand one of the synergies build up really strong amongst all 4, and due to which they're able to execute some good booyahs over here. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to subscribe to this channel, because it's important for you to see how much more action is going to come up on our screens. Look at the performance of Blind Esports on that one specific day, where they got 20 kills, after which 2 times they were suppressed for being one of the most strongest teams. But slowly they've started to pick up in match number 27 and 28, but in match number 30 again, again they were suppressed to 5 points, but 5 kill points, but I don't think it was a bad one, because 5 kill points and placement points, again they had an average of 15 to 20. But in this match, again, if they're able to do so, they'll be remaining on the top for the rest of the league stages itself.
Well, if I remember the match number 19, where they got the 20 kills, after that they were like, we only need to play for the placement points, and eventually they did not go in for much kills. But when it comes to placement points, also Blind Esports have been able to keep them in the top 5 in every matches. As we talk about Nivesh being a scout for his team, he has worse driving skills. By the looks of it, he can't drive properly, so never handle him.
I think his teammates are like, don't go with that car, otherwise we'll blast you out of it. Eventually that's the best way to direct it. For now, it's going to be Evil Army had the anger.
And as we look on to Evil Army, holding on Hanger, I think they are just the 2 of them. The remaining 2 aren't wanting to play safe. This is going to be a very much slow-paced game for them, because they know it. Every team knows that they have to play it safe this time. Looking at Rimnam Village, the remaining 2 players at Rimnam Village just getting slow and steady, trying to lace it off and get whatever supplies they need. And second zone is about to be formed in the next 55 seconds, and the first blood has not yet come in, and no initial fights. So that comes to say, we'll be fumbling forwards in the remaining zones and the circles. As we talk about the first fight about to happen any moment right now. 3 squads. That's going to be Enigma Gaming, GodLike Esports, Nemesis. Very close proximity to each other. GodL is gonna just stay it up there, just gonna hold the location, and they'll be like, you guys fight it out.
No. We spoke too early as we see Gaudru is trying to push in against Ashish at this point of time, but eventually Gaudru gets tagged. He's gonna fall back with that farmhouse. He's like, let me not take that risk. He's got 6 grenades in his hand. He'll be pretty much happy with the kind of loot he's got. Anish on the other side is trying to connect some shots as well, but on the other side, Mayhem is doing another thing all together, and I think they've got the first kill. They tried to enter to the place where Nemesis were holding it off. They've taken one player, they've taken the second one as well. They're gonna let him bleed right behind them, and then there's gonna be Farfrost coming in with the grenades, trying to take down a player, completely slaughtering the side of Nemesis and taking them out of the equation, all thanks to the final grenade coming in over there. For now, it's gonna be Enigma Gaming who wants to take advantage of the fight between Nemesis Gaming and the others. Let's see whether they'll be able to do so as they fall back and play for placement points from here on.
I think Enigma Gaming was just holding it out, trying to tease off GodLike inside, and just they were like, hey, we are here, we just want you to know that we are here, instead of taking that fight with them. And it's time to go in for the match standings, point standings of the last match, where Headhunters took the booyah with 42 points, and they are happy with the performance of the last game, able to execute the kills at the same time. Level Iconic finishing off at the second place with 25, TSMFTX at the third place with 21, Lifehackers at the fourth with 18, Raven Esports at the fifth with 17, UG Mania at the sixth with 16. So you can see that the points have been equally distributed from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8, you can say, but at the bottoms you have the team Total Gaming finishing off at the 10th place.
This got suppressed just after playing one good game. Yet again, we are able to see that they're not able to bounce back harder. It's just that they're not able to maintain that momentum, but at the same time, it's not like they're going too bad as well. Because of the southern shift of the zone, we're able to see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams have already made it inside to the southern part. We have Evil Army I think it was Evil Army who were making themselves really comfortable inside one compound. We have Blood Bashers pretty much close to the side of Clock Tower at this point of time. In the previous game, it was Headhunters Asim. What a gameplay showed at the end with the grenades, with the guns. I mean, this is the man to keep as an assaulter in your team, as a grenadier. Very good gameplay coming in from his side. 2,141 damage, 1 headshot and 1 assist, and a good gameplay coming in from his side for sure. For now, we'll be looking at Blood Bashers doing an amazing job going into the side of Clock Tower at the earliest and taking control, not only on the top, even on the bottom, because it's important for them to hold the whole place. If somebody comes up below or above them, they'll start to distract you so much that you won't be able to play anymore further. The zone seems to be taking a northern shift after this, is what I believe. In case that happens, the fun starts, because 4 unknown will be getting a lot of favor. Previous gaming, look at the top half of the match, completely empty. Literally empty. Everybody are predicting that the zone can come down. Imagine the shift takes place and the circle happens at Bhima Sakti Strip peak as well as the Keratin and Mill, and that is where the fun is going to begin.
It's going to be like run boy run. It's time to go in towards the zone. But as we talk about blind esports holding location, the number of teams that have gathered together right now at Factory is immense. As we talk about Never Broke Again, they have a player in front of them that's going to be iconic from Team L8, but at the same time, Pahadi has a different story to tell. He takes down the player Mary X, goes in for the finish. At the same time, a double vector comes in at the hand of Golden, goes in for the kill. The kill has been confirmed. At the same time, Never Broke Again, Aman comes into action. He goes in for a close range fight. He knows that there's Golden in front of there's a team in front of them that's going to be RDP and Pahadi. Meanwhile, Mary X was trying to be a scout for his team, trying to stay far away and try to do some shots, try to do some miracles with the sniper, but at the same time gets traded off for the player that has been traded off at the same time. That was iconic from Team Elite. As we talk about VRC 1000 getting spotted on by Pahadi, goes in with the cruiser, spots him out in the open, tags him a lot, comes up with a glue wall. A glue wall has been popped up at the perfect time, and VRC 1000 tries to come up again and again with the glue wall and make sure that he heals himself to the full potential. So he has the backup. At the same time, Golden has to come in and give the backup to his team.
I just love the way Pahadi is trying to, that is what I love about Pahadi. He was like, he keeps his eye on somebody. He's not gonna stop. The only way to stop him is put him down. He was like, how many glue walls do you have? 8? 9? I'll show you the number of bullets I have, ladies and gentlemen. And he was able to execute one. The zone has favored most of them, who have chosen the side of Clock Tower. We're able to see that Enigma Gaming has slowly made it over there as well. Factory, I'm so sorry. We're able to see that that, most of them will be really happy to take the performances over there. For now, it's going to be Team Elite versus Chemin Esports, which has started off over here. Party gets taken down. That comes up to say the last man has a lot of job to do. Jaunty is also gone down as well. So it's going to be one last player inside this glue wall who will be probably slaughtered anytime soon. Yes, that is going to be Team Elite eliminated in the hands of Chemin Esports. Ashustar has been taken down. It's important for him to get revived. He does get revived. A fight taken away from the side of NBA has actually favored the side of Chemin Esports, but PVS wants to come in and take advantage of the whole situation because he has heard the sound over there. But going away from Kota Tua earlier itself is going to be much more safer for them, because with all four men standing, look at the distance they maintain from one another, and that is why they've always suffered so far.
As we look on to PVS Gaming, 1 kill already in the name. They have to rip through all the squads and make sure to get that Booyah. That was almost in the hands of them. But this time, I think they will make sure that Loverboy, Eco Boy, and the only thing they need to do is stick together. Sanjay is a man who tries to be a scout for his team, goes very much out in the open. Does not forget to pop up blue walls out in the open and just gets taken down. As we talk about the remaining squads at Factory, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squads at the same place. That's going to be Blind Esports, Evil Army, Mayhem, Team TSG, Team Enigma Gaming, Team GodLike, and GodLike knows that there's a team in front of them. A few grenades, and that might be the end for Team Enigma Gaming. But
yeah,
still
but at the same time, right now, Kingsman got one grenade in his hand. I think it was Alan who came in and gave him a grenade probably, but he's just got one grenade. So he has to be very careful. Kingsman also wants to realize that, if I put up one grenade and don't get a knock, then my location is going to be, revealed. At the same time, Ashustar is going for a revival, and it's time for PVS Gaming to actually take advantage of it. A glue wall has already popped in. Eco doesn't cook the right kind of grenade, but he believes that, he can go in and take that kill. Ashustar has taken a right rotation over here. PVS Yogi is pretty much to his left. That is something Ashustar has to watch out for. A grenade has been cooked by him as well. The grenade comes in, connects really well. 35 HP is what he'll be left out with. And the second grenade is going to knock him out as well. And that is going to be the beginning of the end for them as well. Kaushik with that hand grenade has already started to make sure that he makes Ashustar pay, but it's not going to happen much. See, as Adam is already started to take shots against the side of Yogi. Yogi has to stay in cover at this point of time. PVS Gaming looking a bit more dominating for sure now, but Kaushik is busy putting landmines, and I believe that, one player actually got knocked out because of it. But eventually it's going to be PVS Gaming who will be doing most of the damage for them, but important for them to make sure that they run inside the circle. Yes, I'm absolutely right. They have to make sure that they get inside the circle. They have people standing over there. Kaushik will be eliminated by Eco, and it's important for CS Gaming to actually watch out for Eco, who's still outside the circle, waiting for them to make it inside the circle so that they can execute them.
Lovapu going in for a different angle with the VSS in his hand, and he's going to make sure that the team of Chemin Esports does not make it backwards the zone. At the same time, as we look onto PVS Gaming, there's Yogi at a very close proximity, and Eco Boy comes up with a glue wall. At the same time, trying to tag them is going to be Adam with the VSS in his hand. Spots on Yogi running out in the open, tries to land some few shots. The Rich is gonna give the advantage to PVS Gaming to make it towards the zone. As we talk about the other fight happening between GodLike Esports and Mayhem, Abhirav has been knocked out with the beautiful headshot coming in from the side of Team GodLike Esports. As we talk about PVS, back to the action where PVS is going in for a different rotation, gonna gatekeep Team Chemin Esports and restrict them from entering into the zone. As we look on to Adam, he's just at a very low HP, and somewhere I feel that he has to come up at he has to go in for a very long rotation, but the zone damage is going to increase in the next 15 seconds as the zone number 3 is about to start shrinking and the zone number 4 is about to be formed.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's taking a leap of hope. In case he makes it inside the circle, he'll be giving valuable placement points for the team. GodLike pretty much on the top of the towers. It's going to be 4 to 5 teams all stacked up at tower. The team which will be exiting here, having a very good number of people alive, will be eventually slaughtered by other team who are waiting for them on the other side, that's for sure. But for now, it's important for Enigma Gaming to actually take a rotation away from here, because most of them have lost. The locations have been compromised over here. Did I see 2 grenades clashing with one another and staying away? A very good clash of grenades coming in over there as well. It's going to be Farfrost grenade, which won't be connecting as well, but a good one coming in over there. It's one in a million thing which we saw over there. Enigma Gaming, good time for you to take a rotation. Let's see whether they'll be choosing to do so.
Well, I was just waiting for you to confirm that. I saw the same thing that you saw, but at the same time, we have 4 unknown Anand coming into action, taking down Aim God FF. That's the fight happening against outside the zone right now. As we look out to Enigma Gaming taking that fight against Team GodLike. GodLike position themselves at the perfect location, calling in the drop at the right time. Ashish has been knocked out. Tista has been knocked out. The revive has to come in for GodLike, but no, the finish has come in. Chemin Esports have been eliminated at the 10th position. Team DESI coming into action. Mayhem Esports getting eliminated at the hands of Team 4 Unknown. Beam going in for that nade. That's going to be Lifehackers coming into action actually. And as we talk about Sasuke Vihan and Sasuke Vihan still standing for the Team DESI army as we look on to Team Enigma Gaming getting eliminated. BLA, that's going to be Evil Army. A beautiful nade being popped up.
Oh,
Kingsman. Kingsman takes down the entire squad of Team Evil Army. At the same time, we have 6 squads remaining with Team GodLike who has to still make it inside the zone. There's a squad just below them, and Alhan and Kingsman have to make sure that they fight it against the zone before making it. Fight it against TSG army before making it inside the zone. As with the spot Legend out in the open, a nade has been cooked in. The nade's very much close by to Legend. At the same time, the remaining 2 players from TSG army are just holding below Godel, and as they come down, as they descend from the top of factory, it's gonna cost them a lot.
Yeah, eventually 4 Unknown. Look at how they place themselves. They are like, they know exactly where to be and how to be. Alan will be falling down to his death. How dumb can you be, ladies and gentlemen? And let's see how things are going to go on for the time from the side of Kingsman, as he's able to say before he goes down, he can actually take 2 players with him, because I saw some grenades and grenade launchers coming in from his side. It's still near his leg, M79. Oh, he's going to take down at least 1 player as he goes down. Kingsman still has the capability of healing himself before taking Vihan. I think he's going in for kill points rather. He's going to jump down to his death trying to take that final knock. Won't be able to do so, but Vihan will be having the final laugh as he'll be making it inside the circle.
But he still has to watch out for Blind Esports. That's in front of them. Vihan trying to make it inside the zone. Backstab coming in for Blind Esports. Blind Esports, Akash spots him. Make sure that the backstab doesn't happen. Eliminates the entire eliminates the squad of N. Never broke again. At the same time, spots TSG army also, and putting an end to both of the squads. NBA army finishing off at the 5th place. TSG army finishing off at the 4th place. It's going to be Blind Esports versus PVS versus 4 Unknown. The squads that you have to watch out for. PVS looking for a revenge. At the same time, it's going to be a 4v4v2 situation coming in with all the 4 players from 4 Unknown, and Blind Esports still standing. Will 4 Unknown be able to take the revenge that they had, the opportunity they had at Kalahari, but this time the nades have been popped up from the side of Blind Esports. Nivesh, the nade goes in. Swastik has been knocked out. Nivesh, the man never misses, is going to go for the kill, and a very close call. Nivesh goes in for another nade. Wizardo comes in from the back for the backup that nades. At the same time, Radhe is the person who has opted to go in and support his team. A glue wall has been dropped at the perfect time. Nades coming into action once again. Abhay wants to go in for the close range fights. Nades being pucked up again from the sides of PVS Gaming, looking vulnerable. Both sides, 4 Unknown have to watch out for 2 teams that are coming in against each other.
Yeah, but right now Blind Esports have to have a divided attention, but eventually it's going to be taking down. It's going to be Blind Esports who take advantage of all of this happening over here. I believe it's one man who actually came in. Nivesh came in with the Max 7. He was able to do so. It's going to be 4 Unknown who will be eliminated at this point of time. It's going to be a 1v2 situation or a 1v3 situation against them. And Ginotra will be like, let me show you how to do it in style. With that AC-80, one shot, and then he'll be able to do so. Blind Esports come up with the 3rd booyah of the day, showing who are the kings of Snapdragon Conquest Season 2. And I believe for the first time it looks like Blind Esports can take the tournament title in them.
The 10 lakh rupees prize will as well, but let's not jump into conclusions because still week 3 is remaining, and let's look up into the finals. But still looking at the performance of Blind Esports, I think somewhere 2 of the casters opted for them. I think 1 caster opted for it. If I'm correct, we went for Team Elite or 4 Unknown, and at the 4 Unknown and Team Elite were the maximum opted for, and Blind Esports was opted by one of the players from the Telugu Desk. And
yeah, I think it's the DK official. DK official always goes in.
Yeah, I like his consistency. He sticks with the same team. He knows that Blind Esports.
Sometimes it's like rather than betting on many numbers on a casino desk, it's good to bet on 1 number. Ultimately, you'll be going home with happiness. At least you won once. So at the same time, a very good gameplay coming in from this.
Thrice this day, so he's very much happy with his predictions and a good gameplay coming in, as you said.
Yeah.
From the side of Team 4 Unknown also, 4 Unknown not being able to fight it out against Blind Esports, so it ultimately comes up to say that
the first person to cook grenade will be the team which will be taking it home. And Nivesh has always been that person, who doesn't keep himself busy. He's like, I know a team is in front of me and he'll be the first one. I don't understand how come 4 Unknown has become so vulnerable as soon as they get to know one player is down. in the previous time, what 4unknown used to do, first once a player is down, first they make sure that they take one player down from the opposite side and then go in for a revival. But this time they're not doing that. And the second thing which I'm observing about 4unknown is that they are the first team to make it into the circle.
Yes.
But this time they're actually busy fighting it out with other teams and then making it. Probably they're hiding most of their strategy over here, trying to not being coming out. But it looks like the English desk is outsmarting them and trying to put everything in front of the people right now. Hopefully, we'll be coming into such stage anytime soon where we'll be able to read each of it. And it's going to be entertaining for you guys as well. But
Blind Esports fighting it against PVS as well as both the teams. They are the only teams who have been able to keep the divided attention as well as be victorious at the same time. And it's time to move on towards the last match for the week 2. It's going to be Group A versus T. From Group A, we are going to have teams like Total Gaming, Team Chaos, Raven Esports, Level Iconic, Life Hackers, Team D Esports, and fighting against them will be from Group D.
DSM FTX, UG Mania, AFF Esports, Headhunters, Blood Bashers and DESI Gamers. And this is the clash to watch out for. I think I'm going to opt for AFF at this point of time. One last time, I'm going to keep my hopes on this team and let's see how things will go forward from here on. Because I know that it's important for us to, vouch for teams who are actually in need of it. We have been vouching for 4unknown who is slowly making it to the top of the table. We have been vouching for Blind Esports. I think it's time for us to vouch for teams like AFF and Headhunters.
I think this time we are going to go in for a different prediction.
Yeah.
And I think
I know this is going to be a very different prediction when it comes to the map of Kalahari.
You want to guess you remember we were discussing on this today.
But still, let's keep that as a suspense for our audience, because they wouldn't have known that we would be selecting a team like this, or probably they would have known. But at the same time, put on your predictions, ladies and gentlemen. I'm waiting to see what the Hindi, Tamil and Telugu desk are actually thinking. Are they similar to our thoughts or changing it up as the casters' predictions are coming on our screens at this point of time? We are able to see it's going to be TSM.
Oh my. What am I seeing on my screen right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players opting in for TSM, FTX, and the only people those who have different opinions are DK Official from the Telugu desk and Oro from the Hindi desk, who wants to go in for the different teams.
Because we all understood, right? TSM FTX, after being wounded continuously, if they do not perform in this game, it's going to be the end of the story for them throughout the tournament.
And as we talk about TSM FTX, they are a wounded lion right now. They just wants to pop back again and just make it towards the top. This is the opening that they have waited for. TSM FTX being opted in by most of the casters. I like how the confidence of all the casters are.
I mean, we are vouching for teams who need it, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, we are wanting to see. It's like TSM is not a weak team. It's not a team which can't make it into the top 6.
Well,
it's just that they're not able to come up with the right kind of synergy, especially in Snapdragon Conquest.
If I remember it correctly, the players who are playing under TSM FTX were there in Season 1 and the teams were in the top 5.
I think it was Sixth Sense.
Yeah, it was in the Sixth Sense.
They were named after the team Sixth Sense. It was Indro, it was JYT, I still remember.
So I remember it. They playing a different strategic game every time. So it still says that the team is not weak. They are just playing it safe.
It's just that they have a new add-on, Amedron. They're not able to place him. They're not going to give him. They're not able to get him into the role which is actually required for the game. But let's see. It can all be a different story when it comes to the final match, because we all know that it's important. It's a very important game for the side of TSM FTX when it comes to this map itself. So let's see. We'll be stepping into the flight path and we'll be looking for one last time which are the teams which will be fighting it out in the final map of the day. I can't believe we are at the end of the second week of the league stages itself.
And we only have just one more week remaining. But before that, let's look at the teams who will be joining us for the last match of the league stages week 2. That's going to be Life Hackers, Level Iconic, Team D Esports, Team Raven Esports, Team Chaos, Team Total Gaming, Team AFF Esports, Team DESI Gamers, Team Blood Bashers, Headhunters, Team TSM FTX. Last but not the least, we have Team UG Mania joining us for this match of Kalahari. And as we look on to the match number 36, all the teams will have played almost 18 matches. Yes, all the teams will have played 18 matches by the end of league stages week 2. And as we look on the flame path, we have Bayfront, we have Refinery and Ending of its sub. So almost a centered fight path. At Command Post is going to be contested by multiple squads. Command Post is going to be taken in by, I think, one of the dominant squads that's going to be...
I think 2 teams or 2 to 3 teams. I can see that Team DG I can see a small group happening over there. I can see TSM is trying. Oh no. TSM is trying to go over them, go towards Stone Reach just to get, make them feel a little scared. Yeah, it's going to be Blood Bashers who will be going into command post and will be taking the complete. What do you call that? I would like to say the complete
advantage of the
not the advantage, like the blessing, to be specific.
Okay, the complete
blessing
boon,
of the blue zone. Yeah,
the boon of the
blue zone, and taking most of the firepower in their name.
And as we talk about Headhunters holding the location at Refinery, they have been the team who have taken a drop location similar to that of Team 4 Unknown. But whenever 4 Unknown is in this match against Team Headhunters, they make sure that they do a different drop location rather than fight it against the champions. And as we look on to Headhunters, happy with the performance in the previous matches, keeping up towards the top 5. I think they are going to bounce towards the top 2 or 3. And I think we're going to see them in the top 2. No, not top 2. I think 3rd or the 4th place after the match today, if they are able to get the
I don't know whether they'll be able to do so, because even TSG Army has been performing really well. When I see the overall points table, I believe that even TSG Army are in the competition as well. So it's very hard for me to say whether this is the specific team which will be on the top. Level Iconic is also that one team. Even though they are not performing that great, they've somehow made it into the top 10 is what I believe, and they have an additional advantage of taking a booyah in this game. So let's see how things will turn around for them, because I had vouched for this team in the previous game. It's just that they were not able to execute it well, but I believe that it's going to be happening. Let's look at the points table of the previous game, where we saw a beautiful booyah coming in from the side of Blind Esports, taking 32 pointers in their name. Right behind them, finally happy to see that PVS Gaming is also coming on the top with 25 points in their name. 4 Unknown with 21, TSG Army with 21. Then after, until the 9th position, there is some decent placement and kill points coming in until Chemin Esports. Yet again, Enigma Gaming and Team Elite and Nemesis are not able to perform well.
As we look on to Nemesis and Mayhem, they have to still watch out. Mayhem was at the bottom. I think they are somewhat trying to perform themselves, but I think we look up the performance when it comes to the wild cards if they're ending up in the bottom 8. And it's time to look up at the MVP of the previous match. That's going to be GodLike, Kingsman, the man who was standing on top of that place in Factory. Yeah, he was standing at
on top of Factory.
Yeah, on top of Factory, just
who did not jump down to take down his life, but actually wanted to get that kills, and eventually wanted to make sure that at least before going down he takes 1 or 2 kills. It's just that if he had a gun like probably a Kingfisher in his hand, I think he would have done a better job because of the rate of speed, or probably a Groza, or even a grenade launcher would have done a better job for him on the top, and that would have given him a fighting ability of coming down and then making it inside the circle.
Well, as we talk about Level Iconic at Council Hall right now, no squads nearby them, and it's safer to say that they are off with a good supplies, a good farming coming in from the side of Level Iconic. As we look on to Team AFF Esports holding off with Mammoth, no early skirmishes, all the teams playing it safe and steady, just wanting to play it for the fight, play for the positions and kills that are given to them, that are provided to them, that are in front of them, rather than going it out in the open. That teams only that we are seeing, like, who wants to push it out really out as Blind Esports. When they come towards the first match, they just go all out. They do not wait for anyone, they do not think twice. All they need is execution of whatever they have planned for the entire day. And it's time to look upon the match-wise performance of AFF Esports.
Yeah, AFF Esports kind of, stumbling when it comes to the tournament itself. They're not able to come up with any kind of good gameplays, to be specific. I know that, there were several matches where they were able to put out good performances. 6 kills, 4 kills, 6 kills, and I remember they having a booyah also from their side. But the rest of the time, not even an average of 10 coming in from their side. That is why, AFF Esports are so suppressed down when it comes to the overall points table. Hopefully, they'll be performing better when it comes to this game is something I want to see. Whereas TSM Fabindro has already started to slaughter the side of I think Raven Esports, where they got the first blood in their name. Good to see that their fights have already started. On the other side, the HH have also come into play as well. So HH versus the side of Blood Bashers is where we're able to see now. Viper has already been taken down. It's going to be Raja, who's suffering to get closer to his enemies. Will be eventually losing a friend of his, a teammate of his. Look at the glue wall which has been put up by the side of Blood Bashers, but eventually he'll be paying the price from far away. It's going to be be DG
DESI
Harsha.
gamers.
I mean, look at the number of people who are fighting it out over here. It's going to be TC Vivek who will be coming into picture, taking down Raja, confirming him as well. It's going to be Blood Bashers who are taking advantage of all these things. Asim will be coming up with a grenade. Won't be taking any kind of damage. Won't be giving any kind of damage. Mayhem Guda and Asim are the two men standing. Stay alive, ladies, and for these two people. And I believe you guys have an opportunity to take the booyah in your name.
Well, they have to really watch out for the team that is playing off from the far. That's going to be DESI Gamers. Asim tries to fall back, but at the same time, Licky has been knocked out. Team Chaos comes into action, takes an advantage of the entire scenario.
Nice.
Knocks a player again. Another nade being popped in right now. Blood Bashers. Aryan is knocked out. Licky gets knocked out. Tech KK getting finished off. A landmine be placed by BBS Aryan. Takes down a player from Team Chaos. Knocked out right now. The red zone forming on top of them. Team Chaos loses one of the players. Vivek is knocked out at the moment. Vivek gets the revive that he needs. At the same time, I think Blood Bashers have one more player remaining who has decided to fall back and play for the placement points for his team. At the same time, spotting Shibu. That's going to be the end for Blood Bashers. And Blood Bashers being wiped out entirely by a different squad coming in towards and holding Refinery. That's going to be Team Chaos with an over dominion over the Refinery right now, as Headhunters have retreated and decided to play for the placement points. As we look on to Team Raven Esports fighting it against Team TSM FTX with Sai Shankar going down.
Yeah, but Team Chaos still not stopping at this point of time. They do want to, take another fight to another team, but at the same time, TSM is not going to stop. They want to cut off the last feather when it comes to Raven Esports wings. That's going to be Ajit, who's still hiding behind this ridge at this point of time. Probably JYT exactly knows where the location of this person is. He would have tagged him with that Moko fear, this thing ability. He's hiding inside the bushes, not being revealed at this point of time. Can take advantage of this. He's got that Max 7. A very close range one, but eventually will be detected by JYT. Good eyes coming in from his side, and eventually they're going to make Ajit pay the price for it. But last man standing from the side of Raven Esports,
but
it's really far away, and Total Gaming coming into picture against the side of TSM. Let's see whether TSM will be able to, hold up to our expectations.
As we look on to Team TG, Total Gaming forming up once again. Fozia just getting spotted out in the open. A Chrono Shield being powered up at the right time. Old Monk comes up with a glue wall, goes in for a different angle, teams up with his group, and he has to watch out for the team that is going to go for a different rotation. At the same time, after Bala comes in with a nade, tries to pop up a nade just in front of them, but the nade does not connect. But a nade coming from the side of Fabindro, a very well cooked nade, but I think somewhere the deviation came in and it went towards the left side instead of the right. Might have done much damage if it was positioned correctly. As we look on to Delete, Delete getting spotted on by Mr. J. Mr. J wants to close in on them with the UMP in his hand. He tries to take off the Chrono Shield at the same time, comes in from the back. That's going to be Illuminati getting taken down. Old Monk takes down Delete. Mr. J getting traded off by Fozia J. The last two players standing for TSM is going to be Fabindro. Goes in for a nade. Old Monk comes in from the back with a melee in his hand. At the same time, shifts back again to the gun. Goes in for a grenade. Cooks a grenade. At the same time, Mafia trying to give the backup from far off. The nade, did it take down any players? Yes.
I don't think so, but at the same time, look at what's happening over here. TSM is going to rush in and take down the complete squad of Total Gaming, if I'm not wrong. And at this point of time, Total Gaming is going to live up to our expectations. And I believe UG wants to come in and give their kills to them. Fabindra has to make it inside that smoky. Jay, what a cover taken by Jay. I just love his moments when it comes to this game. This is what you have to watch out for. Fabindra also hides. Kunal has dug his grave at this point of time. I know it's not going to be long for them to try to come in and take him out. Java Boy is going to come in as a good backup. He's going to call his teammate back. Old Monk, JYT gets taken on because of Kunal. He's going to be confirming JYT as well. This could be the beginning of the end for TSM at this point of time, because Old Monk also gets taken down. Two players inside the Chrono Shield or inside the glue walls will be slaughtered anytime soon.
As we look on to Fabindro getting knocked out, the last player standing for TSM FTX is going to be Illuminati trying to play it against. The 1v4 situation gets finished off, and that's TSM FTX coming to an end. A shutdown being made by Team UG Mania. As we look on to one of the players from UG Mania, that was Prenz, or I think yes, it was Prenz who took the zipline, went in onto the top of the sub, got an angle, got the height advantage, and able to execute the kills onto the team of TSM FTX. As we talk about Refinery, coming back to Refinery, we have that's going to be Lifehackers versus Team D Esports versus Team DESI Gamers, and the last player standing from Headhunters is going to be Asim, just holding his location, just not gonna give it away. And Headhunters, Mayhem Guda, the last player standing for his team also. Okay, they're playing a divided gameplay.
Yeah, and a good one. And a good one coming in from the side of Team D Esports at this point of time. But this is the mistake. What is going to make them pay a price as well? Tareja gets taken down. This is the opening which they wanted at this point of time. Even though back shout is down, nobody's going to rush towards him to take him out. excuse me, Lifehackers have healed themselves up. We are able to see that Team D Esports are falling back at this point of time. It looks like all of a sudden Lifehackers have taken an upper hand when it comes to the fight between them and Team D Esports.
And as we talk about Lifehackers still not being able to execute those skills, only knocks and damages coming in. They are able to get those knocks onto Team D Esports, but still, if they want to push on towards Team D Esports, they have to watch out for DESI gamers who are just waiting for the moment, just waiting out like hawks with their eyes open, looking for the prey. And as we talk about the zone number 3 being formed in this moment where it's very much out in the open, a small part of Refinery being inside the zone where Team Chaos center themselves at the center of the zone. Maymun Guda also has the advantage of the zone. Head Lifehackers wants to play it outside the zone, wants to take that fight onto Team D Esports. Team D Esports opting in for a longer rotation, might go in but have to take on Team Lifehackers before going in towards the zone.
You saw Maymun Guda, but did you see where Asim was standing?
Yeah, two-man split gameplay coming in.
Very strong split gameplay coming in from their side, which is not gonna work out for them, because if one person gets slaughtered and knocked out, it's gonna be like the enemy knows that the other person is somewhere around. They'll be trying to come in and play against them. It's gonna be Team D Esports versus Raven Esports in the ground. They tried to play it on an aerial and a ground. Now it's all come down to the ground. Let's see which team will be looking good. It's gonna be Taneja will be starting off the kill against the side of Amitwala. Let's see whether Team D Esports will be able to take down the side of Lifehackers. A good grenade being cooked up over here. 2 players of Team D Esports have been taken down. Roshan is trying to push in with that, I think with the melee, wants to go in with the pad, but eventually won't be able to do so. He takes the AUG. He wants to go a bit more closer to the launchers, but eventually will be detected. Baby wants to come in closer. He's going to finish him on the launchers itself, and I believe that's going to be the end of Team D Esports, and Lifehackers will be happy with the performance.
Baby getting 2 kills, Taneja with 2 kills, both of them happy with the performance. They eventually have to make way into the zone, and watch out for DG gamers who are already gatekeeping them. They know that there's a team coming in from Refinery who will be making their way. They are going to use the bridge, but at the same time, DG gamers, DESI gamers have positioned themselves in such a way that they have all the angles covered at the same time. A Parafil is inside the drop, a helmet of level 1, but already Shanti has a level 3 helmet, and if Shanti stays alive till the end of the match, it could be DESI gamers who could be taking it home this time. But let's say if they were able to pull it off as the player. Asim comes in from the back, and Asim takes down one of Vivek comes in from the back, takes down Taneja Ope, gets him finished off. At the same time, there's a player from team number 3, that's Asim, just beside DESI gamers, just holding his location, trying to play at the edge of the zone, will make it eventually towards the zone, as the zone number 4 is gonna close in the next 20 seconds with 8 team standings and 24 players still alive. Tech, Team Chaos with 4 kills, 1 player down. Team Chaos, Tech KK is down. At the same time, they are watching out for Team DESI gamers that are in front of them.
Oh, nice shot coming in against the side of Shanti. This could be the opening for the side of Team Chaos to actually dominate in this game. At the same time, I'm looking forward to see how Raven Esports will be making it inside the circle. And we also know that they have a divided attention over here. Ignite has gone a bit more closer. If he puts up a good grenade, then it could be the opening for DG to make it inside the circle. DG playing really strong and good. Anshul has come down. He wants to make it inside the circle, but look at what has happened over here. Ignite has understood that this is happening. He's gone a bit more closer with the dual vector, was able to take down 1 player. He wants to confirm him, rather heal himself for now. It's going to be another player who's come a bit more closer. Insane will be confirming 1 more player. It looks like it's going to be a killing spree coming in from every angle, but DG is left out with 3 players, 1 man down. It's going to be Man Guda, who's also been playing inside the circle really safe. Look at what Asim is doing. He's also made himself inside the circle as well, but this is the team to watch out for me right now. If Headhunters make it into the final moments, I think they'll be able to take a booyah.
And as we talk about DESI gamers losing one of the players, Shanti has been taken down. This is what we are talking about. If Shanti gets taken down, that's good. Team going to be vulnerable. At the same time, Lifehackers getting finished off. AFF Esports also getting finished off. The last 5 teams standing it out. 5th zone about to close in the next few seconds. And beautiful it comes on the side of Yuji Kunal, but at the same time takes himself down. Ignite has been taken down at the same time. Ignite getting finished off at the hands of Team Chaos. Yuji Mania, Kunal gets that revive that it requires. At the same time, he's going to go in for the pusher. Triple kill coming at the hands of Vivek. Vivek has to watch out for the Yuji Mania that have closed in on him. A quadra kill coming in from TC Kunal, if I'm correct, and Max coming into action, takes down, puts a shutdown to one of the teams that in front of them. 4 teams remaining. UG Mania with the maximum number of kills right now. HH with the both of the players I have almost brought themselves together. Asim just holding that height advantage. Meanwhile, Mindmoon executing those skills with that M249 in his hand. The machine gun comes into play. Aaron has been knocked out, almost outside the zone. He has to watch out for Max. Asim comes in from the top, going in for a backstab right now. Spots Vivek out in the open, tries to take a knock onto him, and I think he gets a knock onto them. And that's the end for Team Headhunters.
Vivek takes down both the players, and Vivek seems to be unstoppable at this point of time. Level Iconic still have Angry still alive over here. Let's see whether he'll be able to keep the hopes of his team for a little more longer. UG Mania looks really strong. Java Boy getting healed up. Golden getting healed up. It's going to be Team Chaos who has that opportunity. UG Mania, Kunal, look at how well he's come up on the top. He eventually gets stacked. It's going to be Max who takes him out. Two of the strongest players from TC have a lot of job to do. It's going to be a 2v3 situation. I'm not telling it's impossible. It's pretty much possible at this point of time. As you can see, Vivek comes up a bit more closer. Tags Prince at this point of time. One jump shot will be enough for him at this point of time. Takes that jump shot, will be taking him down. Converting this into a 2v2. Let's see. No! A grenade comes in from the side of Java Boy. Takes him out. It's going to be a very good gameplay coming in from their side. UG Mania taking a booyah in the name, and a very, very good gameplay coming in from their side.
A calculated booyah for the time of UG Mania. Beautiful gameplay coming at the side of Java Boy. Last nade doing the entire work for Team Chaos, and that's putting a shutdown on Team Chaos. UG Mania really happy with their performance, putting an end to all the casters' prediction, coming up on the top.
Who had selected for UG Mania?
I don't think anyone opted for UG Mania.
I told you right. At the end of the day, sometimes nobody chooses a team and they start to come out,
we are also here. You have to opt for us.
But we all vouch for TSMFTH. Let's not forget the performance where they took down two teams back to back. But eventually, the third team
was UG Mania.
Yeah, turned out to be a little more heavier for them. At the same time, let's not forget to credit Team Chaos to perform so well with only 2 players standing. And the other team which actually blew my mind in this game was Team Headhunters. Divided gameplay. Finally making it into the top 3. A good gameplay coming in from their side.
Both of them coming together at the end. I did not even hope. I was like, one player might make it towards the end. Asim just held it out like he knew there's DESI gamers in front of them. He was like, I'll play it slowly and steadily. I'll not let them know that I'm here. I'll walk it out with them towards the zone when they won't be aware of my presence. And that's how he was able to execute it and taking down one of the players from Team Chaos while going down at the same time. Headhunters finishing off at the 3rd place. 3rd or the 5th?
I think 3rd place.
I think
because it was Team Chaos who actually took them out. It's just that what an amazing day of Free Fire. I'm just recapping most of it in my head, and that is why I'm getting a bit of a lag right now. Processor isn't holding up to the whole
as fast as the Pocophone, but I think
exactly not as fast as a Pocophone. For ladies and gentlemen who are enough of seeing the blue background, I want to put up the black one. I mean, literally the black looks really good for me.
You can do it.
We'll show it to them.
You can go forward and
all the honors coming into my side yet again. I just hope I can touch it and I don't make a mess over here. Just check this blue and black one out.
Okay, just rotate that one and just look at that finish.
Look at that beauty. One classic and one colorful. 2 of the best colors which I've seen in mobiles.
There are more color options available, but the
120 Hz screens coming in over here, ladies and gentlemen. The right kind of mobile to use to play the game of Free Fire, to be specific. 5000 mAh battery.
I think it
32 watts charging coming in.
The fingerprint is on the side. Yeah, the fingerprint is on the side.
Yeah, the fingerprint is also there on the side. So in case you have to hide something, you're playing. It's I don't know how to put it forward. Sometimes you need to hide your stats from your friends. Just one click and it's locked over there.
You have to hide your meta, how you play, what your rotations are.
And at the same time, you need to understand which are the new mobiles coming in. And for that, what you have to do is subscribe to Snapdragon Insider, and my friend will tell you why you have to do so.
Well, to be a geeky nerd, you're putting me again as a geeky nerd, but yes, I am a geeky nerd, to be honest. So Snapdragon Insiders is basically an exclusive platform for you where you can sign up, be a part of an exclusive community where you will receive timely updates, everything regarding the new flagship phones coming up, new processors coming up, what is new in the town, where you could even show off your skills, like your photographic skills, where you have insight about how to change the internal routing of a system, and you can go and show whatever skills you have out there and win goodies also at the same time. I was just going through the Insiders yesterday, so there was a lot of contests also going on at the same time. So all you need to do is go on to any browser, search for Snapdragon Insiders, sign up for it, be a part of the community and stay active, and you will have your own perks where you can have the bragging rights also at the same time. But it's time to move on to a different segment where it's the people's choice.
This is going to be the second time. The first time we were able to see that performance coming in, and they were able to do so. For the second time, we're going to have Indro coming in from TSM. We have Asim coming in and Java Boy from UG Mania for the previous game. Asim, let's not forget in the previous game the way he was able to execute kills with grenades and guns. And TSM Indro, I mean, even he performed so well throughout the days. So let's see which will be taking the superstar nominees of the day. For that, what you have to do, go into the chat section, and there you'll be able to vote out for your favorite player. And I believe
based on the performance.
Based on the performance, and eventually they'll be awarded as the superstar people choice of the day. But at the same time, there's one more segment which obviously comes on our screens, and that is going to be the Pro Squad of the day, which I really like. And that is going to be like, we are going to be selecting 4 such players who have बोलता है ना कि निभाना पड़ेगा आपका roles को, तो who would have actually done justice to the role which have been given to them: an IGL, an assaulter, a supporter, and a sniper or a grenadier. So all 4 players will be coming on our screens. If you know who are the Pro Squad of the day, like you would have watched the whole stream and you guys will know, like, okay, these 4 people should be the Pro Squad of the day. Please to put it out on the screens. For now, we'll be looking at the player 1 for the Pro Squad of the day. I do believe I know it from the blind esports. Yes, it's going to be Nivesh for continuously making it 2 matches Booyah coming in from there. 3 matches Booyah, but continuous 2 matches MVP coming in from his side. So the first player is obviously going to be Nivesh. An amazing gameplay coming in from his side, and a good thing to watch out for as well.
As we talk about blind esports, the performance have been outstanding throughout the day, but at the same time we'll have the second player of the Pro Squad coming up in a few seconds. But at the same time, let's not forget about Akashdeep being able to be the perfect support for his team, and Akshay going
probably he can also come into the Pro Squad of the day, right?
Yeah.
So let's see who's going to be player number 2 when it comes to the Pro Squad of the day. I believe it's going to be coming in from the Team Chaos. It's going to be TC Vivek with an amazing performance coming in from his side as well. Let's not forget that, you know, Team Chaos did secure a Booyah today, so they have that opportunity of taking few things, few experience in their name. But Vivek keeping that calmness, 5 kills coming in the map of Bermuda is something which I cannot forget for the day.
Well, as we talk about Team Chaos, also they made a chaotic situation after the performance, not in League 2.
Wait 1 second. Yeah, we'll just see for who's going to be the player number 3. But at the same time, I want to know which are the 6 teams which took the Booyah. 6 teams which took the Booyah today. For now, let's look at the player 3 Pro Squad of the day. It's going to be none other than Headhunters. Asim,
yes,
performing very, very good in that game, where he, with that grenades and with all those things, was able to execute 1 Booyah for the team as well.
Yes, getting the Booyah for this team also, as well as being nominated as the people's superstar of the day, of the match, of the remaining 3 matches. We had the 1 segment done before the first break,
where Nivesh took it.
When Nivesh took it with a massive huge amount of vote. But it's time to move on towards the player 4 of the Free Fire Pro Series Pro Squad of the day. Player 4 is going to be none other than UG Mania, Java Boy.
Java Boy. We saw the way he was able to jiggle around in the game. You know, he was able to move around. He was able to execute kills and knocks. Very, very well played from his side as well. But at the same time, let's go back to see which are the 6 Booyahs of the day. Very, very simple set that, you know, today I won't be having a problem remembering who are the teams, because obviously 3 has been taken by Blind Esports.
Okay.
1 went into Headhunters.
Okay.
1 went into UG Mania.
Yes.
And only 1 is left out, which
AFF
went
Esports.
Into the AFF.
No.
Wait, 3 went into Blind Esports.
Mm-hmm. Let's Team Chaos also got 1, right? If I'm correct.
TC.
Yeah,
Team Chaos 1.
Team Chaos.
Headhunters 1.
And UG Mania 1.
UG Mania 1.
Yeah, finally.
All 6 coming on our screens. Yeah, UG Mania 1, which game?
UG Mania 1, I think.
The latest one was won by whom? The Kalahari one, where they...
The UG Mania was versing.
I think it was UG Mania only.
It's UG Mania. UG Mania versus Team Chaos versus Headhunters. UG Mania took it home.
Yeah, so UG Mania took the last one.
Yes.
Blind Esports, let's not speak about them, because they are the team. I don't know what's gone into them. They become like the beasts of the game, the devils of the game. They just want to come in. अरे भाई एक मजा नहीं आया. एक और लेते ना. एक और बुया लेते.
I'm pretty much sure they are using a Snapdragon processor.
Yeah, for sure. With some high-end, displays like 120 hertz or something like that, and that is why they're able to perform so well. So
But
at the same time, let's look at the pro
pro
squad of the day one last time, having amazingly played throughout the day. It's gonna be Blind Nivesh, Tech KK, Team Chaos, Vivek, Headhunters Asim, UG Mania. It's gonna be Java Boy coming in from their side. Very well played game from all 4 players of this day, and I believe that we couldn't have asked for a better team to be formed on this specific day. But good to see that Blind Esports has always been there consistently when it comes to the pro squad of the day.
Well, if you remember it correctly, on the first day we had 3 members from the same squad. I'm hoping that I could see something like that again when it comes to pro squad.
Any day you can see it in the final week, because everybody will be
on
having the
best,
highest adrenaline, will be having the highest possible
pump.
Yeah. Everything is going to be bombarding everywhere on the screens. We can see, probably we can see a small view of what the finale could be in the next week. So do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Do not forget to click on the bell icon. At the same time, do not forget to share it among your friends, because the next week is going to be something really, really huge and something to watch out for.
Also, you have to watch out for Snapdragon Conquest on Instagram, Facebook as well. You can go there, follow, and subscribe.
Yeah,
and
sometimes you would have subscribed for many channels, so the notification could have gone away. The better way to do is that go on Instagram or other socials of Snapdragon Conquest. Subscribe over there as well, because they'll be coming up with posts about
stories.
Who's the pro squad. They're going to be swipe ups. They're going to be who played really well. What are the overall points table and all those things. Let's see how things will be.
At the same time, there are giveaways also going on. I just looked into the chat section mid-match, and it was like there are giveaways active, and I forgot about that. So there's a lot of things for you also. So do not go anywhere. Stay tuned. So that's how you have to go. Now it's time to look up on the day standings. That's the overall day 3 for league stages. For league stages week 2? Yes, week 2.
Yeah, week 2, day 3, league stages point standing coming up over here, ladies and gentlemen. Team D Esports, Enigma, Blood Bashers, Never Broke Again, AFF Esports, Chemin, Nemesis, Evil Army and DESI Gamers, most of them not able to perform today. Even though most of them had the positioning points, like DESI Gamers made it, Evil Army made it, Nemesis made it. It's just that the kill was not being executed. But I like the way GodLike played today. 22 kill points coming in from their side. On an average, they have killed 3 to 4 kills in every game. But it's just that the placements did not work out for them. Team Elite and TSM FTX, yes, we all vouched for them, due to which they were able to perform well in the final game, where they almost had a very good, survival point. But still, they got executed because of UG Mania. So let's see who are the teams who actually took care of it. But Team Elite 40 pointers, let's keep it in our mind and see what is there in the bottoms. Raven Esports also 40 pointers. Wait, Mayhem with 41, Total Gaming with 42, and see, until PVS Gaming, good to see PVS Gaming on the 6th position, very, very good. But the shocker for me for the day is going to be 4 unknown at the 8th.
4 unknown at the 8th position, but still, I'm happy with Blind Esports at
again 100 coming up. So they'll be going into the 500 points.
550 plus some 550. No, I don't think 550. They are at 423. So that comes to say 543 when it comes to the overall. But let's say kill points, 50 kill points, 60 position points. What more do you need? 3 matches consecutively, you get booyah, 60 points in your name, and 25 kills. Execution of the gameplay that comes up with an average of somewhere near
it's like today's day was by Blind Esports days. I like to put it very simple. Yes, it was Team Chaos who took one, Headhunters who took one, UG Mania took one. We are right for the first time. Good to see that UG Mania has come on top, Headhunters come on top, Team Chaos come on top, PVS come on top. So these are the players who will give a little bit of a boost when it comes to the overall point standing, where they'll be going up a little. Waiting to see that overall point standing coming on our screens. Let's not forget Mayhem coming on the 11th position, because they're the most bottom place team in the overall points table. Somehow they'll be able to climb up a pointer or two. Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, let's see what's going to happen in the overall points table. For now, those who are watching right now, do not forget to subscribe. This is the final day of week 2. Then it's going to be week 3 coming on our screens anytime soon. And at the same time, Redk,
if I remember it correctly, week 3 is gonna start somewhere in the next week.
Yeah, that's what I said, right? To get more better updates,
I can't remember it, so better subscribe and click on the bell icon as well.
Bell icon, or go into the side or into all the socials of Snapdragon Conquest. You know, subscribe over there, or you know, follow them over there, and it's going to be much more easier for you. At the same time, Poco X3 Pro, I wish I can take it home and grind around for almost 4-5 days with the free fire and make sure that I come back to be a better player.
What if I took it and someone didn't know?
Yeah, but dude, we are live, dude. We are live. Let's not forget. Yeah, nothing. No, nobody heard anything. I did not say anything. Red Cape didn't do so. And let's come back to what we were speaking from here on. Like, a good gameplay coming in from their side. That is going to be Blind Esports. A good gameplay coming in from the side of Headhunters and from the side of the bottom holders, Mayhem.
Nemesis.
So let's see. Nemesis also played well. So let's see in the overall points table, which team stands where, as we're looking at the first slide where we have the bottoms and hoping to see some changes.
Well, at the 13th place, we have AFF Esports with 3 booyahs, 282 points. Somewhere they have popped up from 19th or the 18th position. As we talk about DESI Gamers at the 14th with 277. Total Gaming still holding the 15th position with 265. Looking at the bottom, Mayhem has finally crossed the 3-digit mark and made it towards 140, but still at the bottom. Never Broke Again with 186. Lifehackers with 197. Enigma Gaming with 201. Nemesis with 220. And Blood Bashers with 225. These are bottom 6 teams who have to really bounce back again when it comes to week 3, or they'll find themselves fighting it against in the wild card, fighting themselves against one of the about the 18 teams that will find themselves in the bottom 18, bottom 18,
Yeah,
bottom
but
18 out of the
AFF
24.
Esports with the overall points table of 282 is something I want to see, because I want to see the difference between 13th to 12th position, because that is what has always
282?
mattered. 282 for now in my mind. I
And
think
286.
286. So very small one. Chemin Esports holding it over there. Team D Sports. Good to see that TSM FTX making it into the top 10, including PVS Gaming, because of the kill points, obviously, because they're playing a bit more aggressive from here on. Level Iconic making it on the top as well, because they've got 192 points. I think Level Iconic has been pushed down, to be specific. Team Elite climbing up the ladder. UG Mania coming it on the top. Evil Army, the team we always vouch for, also on the top.
Headhunters in the third or the fourth
exactly.
position.
I just like that speculation you gave on the beginning of the game. Headhunters, 4 booyah. Consistency coming in from their side for the positioning points. Kill points, it's not bad, because they're better than Evil Army, they're better than Elite, they're better than Iconic, and most of them below them. So it's
Even
not
DESI
like
Army.
It's not like Headhunters are taking a fight back. They're playing it really well. So I believe that, you know, Headhunters will be making it to the finale well. TSG Army with only 1 booyah, proving us that it's not important for you to get booyah. It's just play for positioning points, but do not take any fight away from you. They're playing 370 points over there. 4 Unknown coming in with 4 booyahs in their name with 400 points. But the champion so far is going to be Blind Esports with 7 booyah, 252 kill points, 281 positioning points, and an overall pointer of 500, 333. It's going to be Blind Esports.
533. That was just hyper exaggeration. That was just exaggeration from my side, but still.
Because I've never seen league stages look so strong by one team domination. Even in season 1, I don't remember seeing any team going to a 500 by the end of second week. In the third week, we can expect a lot from them. Wanting to see a 4-digit number on the table itself. I know it's too much to ask.
Too much to ask,
but I believe they have the opportunity. 4-1 did have a 4-digit in the previous season.
But then it was like 4 weeks of league stages when it came to the previous season. This time we have only 3 weeks of league stages and then a wild card and the finale. So everything has to be cut down.
Everything has to be good. At the same time, there's a special day coming up for all the viewers who are watching right now. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, as well as go back and subscribe or follow all the social pages. Beautiful giveaways and one special day for you guys coming up, so do not forget. For now, let's look at the results at the nominees. People Choice Superstar of the Day,
Fabindro.
Oh my god, Fabindro taking 55% of TSM's gameplay because we can see the performance of TSM coming into the top 10.
Well, Java Boy finishing off with the second place with 28%, and Hassan also has a good gameplay coming in, so that's 70%.
Yeah, even Headhunters are over there. UG Mania over there. Consistency is the key for you to make it into the top 10, and these are the teams which have been consistently playing well. So let's see how it goes.
Well, I'm really happy with the performance from TSM FTX, even though they could not execute a booyah.
We all vouch for them in a game.
For them. They put up a good fight in 2 of the matches, finishing off early in Kalahari in the last match. Somewhere 2 squads back to back, they were able to wipe it out, but the third squad, UG Mania, found themselves a bit more on the upper hand because vulnerability was on the side of TSM FTX, and the angles opted in by one of the players, UG Mania, Kunal Jr. just going on the top of the sub and holding it out there. UG Mania did not, TSM FTX did not expect that angle to come into play, and with the going down of the first player was Old Monk. No, the first player who went down was, I think, Fabindro. Mr. Jai Whitey went out. Mr. Jai went out. And then after that, Old Monk also went down. So 2 of the main key players going down. That made TSM FTX a bit more vulnerable. I think Ametron tried his best. Ametron was there in this match?
I don't think so. They played Ametron this time. Rather, they went in for Illuminati.
Illuminati came into play. And at the same time, we had a good gameplay coming at the side of UG Mania. Also today, very happy with the performance of all these teams.
All the teams. To be specific, yes, we're more happier with the performance of UG, more happier with the performance of Headhunters, because these are the teams who are actually coming in with a lesser fan following but wanting to go in to make something huge.
It's time to look upon the top 5 MVP players of today, and somewhere I think
top 5 players of the day.
Top 5 MVP, most valuable players of the day.
Yeah.
So
we can put that as well.
And looking at the first place is going to be Blind Esports. Nivesh coming in with 15 kills, able to execute it in 3 matches. So that comes up to say of average of 5 kills every match, 8,062 damage, 8 headshots and 4 assists. At the second place, Team Chaos Vivek with 11 kills, 4,054 damage, 3 headshots and 6 assists.
Yeah, and then it's going to be Asim coming in with 8 kills, 3,075 damage. Max coming right behind him with 4,000 damage of 7 kills. Yogi coming up with 7 kills with 3,000 damage. Good to see all of them perform really well, but Nivesh himself giving 30 points. In the 100 points which Blind Esports got today, 30 points is given by Nivesh himself. That comes up to say he's doing 25% of the job alone when it comes to the side of Blind Esports. Very well played by him, and very good way of taking down roles for the team.
And that comes to say that these are the top 5 players put together. They are unstoppable as we talk about Blind Esports, Team Chaos, Headhunters, Team Chaos. Again, 2 players from Team Chaos, 1 from PVS Gaming. Happy to see a player from PVS Gaming popping up on the top 5 players. And it's almost time to bid farewell towards the league stages week 2. And all this is happening because of the Snapdragon creating new opportunities, creating a lot of openings for all the esports players out there. With the game of Free Fire, we had a beautiful week coming up. A beautiful, entirely outstanding matches, tables turning after each and every matches. Blind Esports keeping up still to the name. I think the only day 4 unknown were on the top was the first day where they crossed the 3-digit mark. After that, it was Blind Esports making it on the top again and again, and Headhunters making it again, coming out of the expectations. And Evil Army Beam is a man you have to look out for.
Yeah.
I think somewhere today the performance of Evil Army was consistent, okayish, to be specific.
Yeah, to okayish, because we did not see any kind of nades being popped up and Evil Army's name come up like how it used to do. And compared to the other days, it was okayish.
Compared to week 1, landmines also well used. The landmines, I think there was one event where Team Chaos were fighting off against one of the team, and there was a landmine placed there. Team Chaos loses one of his players, and that was the end for Team Chaos. And it's time to go back again. We started the day with a face-off against Team 4 Unknown
and Blind Esports, because these are the top 2 teams who are competing over here. And let's see how these 2 teams are actually performing when it comes to the overall day. It was 4 Unknown who Radhe Thakur, who couldn't execute as a grenadier because it was impossible for him. Everybody were targeting him. That is why he wasn't able to do so. But Nivesh on the other side had a different story to say. He was like, I don't give a damn what other people are doing. I'm going to put my grenades. I'm going to rush in and kill. 15 kills coming from his side alone. Good support coming in by Akshadeep. Ginotra with 3, Abhay with 2. It's just that, Radhe Thakur's day was not happening. But Anand did try to execute some good kills. Was not able to convert knocks to kills. Swastik was also playing well. Wizardo was playing well. So the top 2 teams, suddenly it looks like Blind Esports is, taking away things away from the 4 Unknown for now. But let's not forget that 4 Unknown are the champions of Snapdragon Conquest, and we can expect, season 1, and you can expect something better from them in the finale in season 2.
Well, finale is all about league stages. Point won't matter when it comes to when the finale is. So everything that you have come up for, you have to still keep it at the same pace, same consistency. You have to show it in the finale. But right now, it's time to bid adieu.
Yeah, it's time to say goodbye to you guys. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Until then, this is Arka and Red Cape. We are gonna say goodbye for you. See you. Take care.